Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thinking on Charge podcast. We're on episode 5 today. I am Jonathan with Team Salt Boys.
And I am Ryan with Team Lethal.
Marcos here from Team Meta Club.
And today we have a pretty interesting episode to go over. Not as in-depth as the last one, but still plenty to discuss. We are going to pick up where we left off last time. We hadn't had a chance to go over the tournament packs with the market of the prices of the cards. We had a couple events to cover as well with PPG. We want to talk about the Ultimate deck. We didn't have a chance to talk about that last time. It hadn't released yet.
The Ultimate deck for the Ultimate player.
Hey, it is Ultimate. There is a Collector's set that has been announced by Bandai. We're going to kind of touch base on that. And finally, we do see the Evolution boosters, Battle Evolution, I should call it. They had a reveal last couple of days, and we're going to give our input on what we think is going to be maybe like the secret rare and what else they're going to be pumping out of this set.
And buyout time.
Yeah, it's been interesting. But let's start off with the tournament packs. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 18, 19 different cards?
19. Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't want to count them again.
Anyways, we're going to start with the best one, Veku. 5 drop. 101k.
All right, we're going to shut that down immediately. I actually do have a question that I'm curious for y'all's opinion.
Sure.
I feel like I asked y'all this before, but do you think it's better that we have so many cards in a tournament set now, or would you have rather like the way it was before, where I think there was only like maybe 8?
I think it's
depends.
Yeah, because if it's like 18 and like 17 of them are garbage and one is good, then I would rather do 8. But then again, if you've got like 8 garbage and 1 good one, you're kind of in the same predicament. I just want it to be 18 good cards, and we're looking at it right now, and we've got 17 good cards and 1 god card.
That's fair. I mean, the god card's god awful, by the way. I will say this: I don't mind the 18 or 19 card tournament kits. What makes me upset about it is the amount of times you'd have to go to a local to actually get them if there was no secondary market, right?
Yeah.
Like, you may never get the card you're looking for, as opposed to like in the olden days 2 years ago, you could go like a handful of tournaments and you'd get everything you need.
Just like at Swap Broly too, by the way. Like that's probably the best example I can give. Because Swap Broly had the 1-drop TP. I pulled 1, and then I never pulled another one again. I had to buy my 3 off of Marco over here. And as soon as I bought my 3, I knew for a fact all my teammates would pull it, and they all did. And so I was just like, that's the best kind of feeling ever.
Yeah.
But it's really, like I said, in a world where you don't have teammates and you don't have people you're close to that will hold cards for you and stuff like that, it's hard for you to get play sets of cards. Like, looking at the list right now, let's say you're playing Launch, and you need those play sets of Launch, no matter like if you want the winter ones or the regular ones, because you want to try it out. You could open maybe 1 Launch and never see the other 3 again. You'd have to buy them.
Yeah.
I just realized too that back then, now that I think about it, I think it was the same amount in terms of how many different cards you can get in a pack. And what I mean by that is that I just remembered back then they used to have foils and non-foil versions of a singular card in the TP set.
Because it was like the regular, and then it was the alt-art foil.
Well, not even alternate art. It's just if we go back to the days like when Janemba first was introduced for the 4-drop Janemba, there was a foil and non-foil variant. Scientist Food, there was a foil and non-foil variant. So maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't realize it at first, but maybe it is the same amount of cards in a pack, I guess you can say. It's just now they all come non-foil unless you get the winter variants.
I kind of like that, but I kind of don't. The positive about that is that more decks that they release into the set get more support in a in a more expensive kind of way. Yeah. It's kind of crappy, but at the same time, it's just a way to make the deck better further. Like another example off the list, we've got the Piccolo Jr. Like, I love this card. It's a free negate, it's a free double strike, it's a free blocker. As long as you have a unison in your leaders at Demon Clan race, it comes out for free. So you've got a free negate, you've got a free blocker, and you get a free double strike. Like, you're sitting pretty. That unison, and also helps out your playstyle when you have the Tambourine on board, because now you don't have to search for more of the Demon Clan cards. If you're like one short, he fills in the role. He helps you get to your punches faster.
That's fair. So to compare the old with the new tournament kits, the new kits as a set 10, the Unison Warrior block.
Yeah.
They give you a winner variant, and those are separated from the rest of the kit.
Mm-hmm.
So you know for a fact those 4 are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a good chance if you win, 1 in 4 chance of pulling that card. So if you're looking for a winner variant of that card, or even just a card, you're going to get the winner variant if you win. You have a 25% chance of getting it.
Yeah.
If you just go into an entry, you have a whatever 1 in 19 is. I'm not going to say 5% because that's 1 in 20. For those odds, if you win, you have a better chance of getting what you need, as opposed to this set 6 kit that I randomly have. It was all just random. You could win and get non-foil cards. You don't get anything special for winning. You just get more cards normally. So I do like the fact that they've separated the winner alt arts. That's a good thing. The bad thing is there's a lot of cards you actually don't want.
No. I think this one specifically is a probably good one, because it's winner Launch, winner Omega Shenron, winner Vegeta Goku, and then winner
SS3.
The only one that's kind of met is the SS3 Gogeta, because he's only used in the Gogeta Xeno deck. Omega Shenron's going to be the Shadow Dragon deck, and the deck's pretty much just never going to go away. Congratulations, we have now officially made our own Burning Abyss deck that will not go away. You've got Goku and Vegeta, that's a negate, that's a sensu beam. Congratulations, you have another blue staple. And you've got Launch, which will only go in the Launch deck, but Launch is an Earthling red, and it's also a red-green deck, and people are starting to make red-blue variants. Have you guys seen that one?
Not
yet.
They've found out that Launch is probably one of the best leaders for red-blue Victory Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Because the OG one, I believe, because you can just pump it up to over 150 something K, some big number.
How did they bring it up?
Because I haven't seen the list yet. It's either that one.
Is it like Invoker Red Blue?
It has to be
something.
Right?
It might be the Invoker Victory Strike. I think Evan's just trying to. I think I made a listen to Evan where he's trying to put regular Victory Strike in everything.
Well, the OG Victory Strike, you don't need a color basis. You just need to have a U7 and pay 1 random energy for it. So if you play the 6 drop that brings back 3 cards out, you have the untapped 3, and then you have a 6 drop Goku that meets criteria to evolve into OG Victory Strike.
Yeah.
So that would be the only thing I can think of without looking at a deck list.
In terms of efficient and consistency in today's meta, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't think of any. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some red blue build with Launch that can be used successfully, but in terms of getting Victory Strike out, that's the only efficient one I can think
But
of.
it can't match the Invoker criteria.
No, it can't.
I mean, we assume it cannot. I haven't seen it in action.
No. I haven't seen it in action. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I've seen a couple deck lists here and there.
TOP Arena can't be used with
But
Launch.
but you don't need TOP Arena. That deck draws an insane amount.
But you're charging blue-red dual colors to
Yeah,
use
but
Invoker.
you're not gonna run all the Invoker cards. At the end of the day, you're gonna stick to the Mecha Freezes.
Yeah.
The Energy Exhaust Mecha Freezes. So I mean, but it's just the same thing with red-green Launch. You're sticking with the Broly's to charge for your energy.
That's fair.
But with launches an Earthly deck that I think will stick around for a while.
Yeah. No, I think the Launch card. The thing about these winter pack cards is that they're all meta relevant in a sense. So Shenron is meta relevant. It's really good and it's going to be good for a long time. And it's a free triple strike that comes out, so people see value in that. So they're probably going to pick that up, no doubt.
It's a good finisher.
Yeah, absolutely. The Launch deck, that card is just really good for what it does. So it's going to be supporting Launch. And not only that, we've seen Bulma kind of stay in the meta for a while now. And I believe that card is usable for Bulma, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because it's Earthly Bulma.
Yeah, so, it works for that too. And then as you mentioned, the Vegeta and Goku Negate that can turn into a different version of Sensu Bean for the turn. It can be really good because it eats an attack and it gives you 5k boost for the turn, because even if opponents are still pushing for game, you still nullified 1 attack and you're going to get that 5k if they choose to ignore it, which is probably going to happen 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
And of course the Gogeta, it's just depending how efficient or good that engine will become later down the road will determine whether or not if that winter pack will hold value.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the previous winter packs are there was a Frieza, the 3-drop Goku that burns, they didn't really hold value at all towards down the road or anything like that.
No. But we're starting to see this influx of just better cards in general. The last time the only other one that really sticks out to me, like before this one and the one before it, because it's just TP swap Broly and stuff like that. Realistically, the only two cards that come to my mind right now from any kind of like promotion or anything like that is the Broly we were talking about, the one that comes out for 2 sniper card Take a Life.
Mm-hmm.
This is the championship one.
The championship one.
And then the Trunks Negate.
Yeah.
Yes.
The infamous $120 Trunks promo.
It's dropped.
The thing about that Trunks Negate, it's just it's a card that has like really good use and it's put into the game during a time where unisons are just so important. So it revolves around that. It's a 1-drop negate that nullifies any type of aggro deck that goes tall, like like Dark Broly and stuff like that. So, and for a tournament pack that is going to end up going out of rotation, that's where how you see some value is going to build up. So
reprint stuff.
Yeah, that's why they're doing the reprint, and that's good. It's kind of early. A lot of people will be disappointed. It's kind of the same treatment where people saw that the 1-drop swap Broly was reprinted right off the bat in Event Pack 7. But then again, I think they've been doing that for a while. When a new set comes out, they'll normally grab either an SR or a tournament pack and reprinting the event pack. I think that's something that Bandai has been doing for a while, but that's just another example that they did to either, whether it diminished the value of it or not, it's still a reprint to help fluctuate within the market.
I think it's just a good way for them to listen to the, how they listen to, like, the player base. Mm-hmm. The player base is just, like, stop printing these, like, broken TPs and only available TPs because, it's jack prices. Mm-hmm. So they reprint them and more available. I mean, event packs weren't that available, but it was still a good reprint nonetheless because it shot the original TP Broly down to 40 instead of it being 70.
Yeah.
So it was a good hit nonetheless. It was a good reprint nonetheless. And with the Trunks, I mean, well, you guys know me. You already told you about this. I kind of wish they didn't reprint the Trunks. I still think Dropbox 4 is a better reprint option because of all the heaters that are still in the set. But the reprint nonetheless is still going to be good because I think Trunks is just going to be another blue staple for a while.
Absolutely. No, for sure.
So, I would say the only issue I see with what's going on now is COVID. Without the ability for most places to have tournaments. Mm-hmm. And I think I saw what Frank Miller mentioned on a post of Bandai making this more accessible as opposed to just through a tournament, like a store. And I feel for that. We live in a city right now that has quite a few stores that run tournaments that have tournament kits. So we're fortunate, to have multiple stores that we can go to get our packs. There are places that have 0 stores running tournaments, and if they get kits, they're usually backdooring them to somebody for cash, and then that person flips it or keeps it or whatever. So they're not as easily accessible, and even for us, there are times where stores don't get kits in. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I do like the fact of how they're structuring the tournament kits, but until COVID gets their whatever it is, vaccine, if that's what cures COVID, if protocol lessens up, I don't know what the answer is for this, but maybe like how they did the Sin Shenron stuff where they were like, hey, buy a promotion thing through Core TCG where they'd send you the kit for like $25 and they give you the secret rare set and like the 3 or 4 packs that were like championship edition. They were doing them for like store tournaments and stuff, and you could pull the draw 2/8 and whatnot. If they did that for tournament kits for players, it's like, hey, send us, $20, $30, and we'll send you like 4 tournament packs, 1 winner, and then that's it, right? Mm-hmm. I think that would be worth players to do, and I think Bandai would see a lot of positive feedback on that because there are a lot of people who can't go to locals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just we're in a situation that's whole realistically unique. So Bandai's just kind of testing the water with that, and they've been testing a lot with a lot of different ways, with a lot of different products and different features and stuff like that. So sure. We're seeing stuff. I mean, like, what was it? Bandai, as far as my knowledge, they started doing webcam tournaments before Konami. I think I'm remembering this correctly. I might not be. I can't remember when the first remote duel was. The first remote duel was before the first webcam tournament for Dragon Ball Super. But I know that even if it wasn't, they were still like on pace with it, which is like, Dragon Ball's not been in the game that long compared to Yu-Gi-Oh,
4 years? Close to 4 years for Dragon
which is like one of the big titan of TCGs, and they took forever to do it. While Dragon Ball Super was either ahead of them or not even that close or like super close, like right behind them on the door on that. So it just shows that Bandai's just trying to test things out, but they still know when to go forward to keep the game moving.
I think even if they did webcam locals, you're sort of like, hey, we're going to do pods, regional pods. Even if they did make it regional, just like, hey, we're going to do local pods every Thursday, every Friday, just so that they can mail you tournament packs, so that people can play even if they don't have a store. It might take a little bit of time, but at least you're having access to a kit without having to pay secondary market prices. Because some of this stuff is ridiculously high.
No, yeah. Like, Trunks is just the best example. Out of everything in the world, Trunks... The Trunks Negate is probably the best example on, just supply versus demand. That card's insanely good. It's extremely generic, and you might see the same issue with this Goku Vegeta Negate.
You will,
because it's just they both fit in everything blue, and it's just super powerful.
Generically good blue card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like the idea that you brought up, especially when they did that Shenron. I thought that was a really good idea that they did. The only thing that's kind of like a downside, and it's not Bandai's fault at all, but if it's something they can possibly adjust or control, I think it's just the timing when they do those type of things, because I think during the time when they promoted that Shenron and they said we'll give out champion packs, I believe that was during a time where those champion packs kind of lost value already in terms of the Surge Leader, they weren't really making an uproar anymore or anything like that. So if they were to do that, before 2 rotations of tournament packs down the road, I think that'd be a really good idea. But if you were to do it after cards that are not relevant, if you're only after one card, which is the Trunks at this point, or maybe even a Zarbon, but Zarbon got reprinted into a cheaper foil version, so people would rather go with the foil version. But
that was a good reprint though. I think
absolutely.
I think that pack of reprints, the Zarbon and the Babidi, because Babidi's expensive.
Power Burst.
Yeah, the Power Burst didn't need it, but I did like the alt art because
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, it's just, if they were to present that idea that they would like to go forward and due to, COVID situations, the only thing I would hope they would do is just not do it too late.
Yeah.
You guys needed extra packs of, set 13 Unison Warriors, we're in set 15 and they're going to do that and stuff like that.
It'd be the equivalent of them, okay, here's your Vegex reprint, here's your Gotenks reprint, here's your... I'm just I don't need any of these.
Pretty much.
The only thing I would want is the Trunks. Everything else is just no.
Exactly.
Here's your Swift Massacre freeze.
Exactly. But I think that's definitely a good idea. If they can, deliver it properly, I really like that idea. It'll definitely help their community a lot.
They only have one thing for the winners packs. Is I think they should do all colors instead of just picking 4 colors.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think they should do a winners pack for all colors. So because I know black, yellow, blue, and red have one. So that means
green doesn't have
one.
Mm-hmm.
I think all colors. I think it should be just bump it up to 5 because I think all 5 colors should have at least one winner pack.
But you know why they did it? The kit supports 4 8-man tournaments.
Yeah,
that's like a 1-month supply of tournament packs in one kit. So if they did that, they'd have to give you 40 players worth of prizing packs to equip.
I mean, that'd also be good though because we're I know some stores are struggling with getting TP packs in general.
Correct.
Plus, you can also just give your winner your first place prize 2 packs.
I agree.
But it only covers for one tournament. The second one will be 1-1.
Right. So you'd be short.
It'll be inconsistent.
True.
So that was my idea for places that don't have stores. Now, if you do have stores, I would love to see places that are still getting kits but can't hold tournaments to do an online event. We had experience with our local Tournament of Power, and we saw how successful that could be, because I believe our first event had 22 people that participated all over Houston. We were able to partner with stores to get tournament kits from them that they weren't hosting, and we could hand out packs to players that way. So we kept the community alive and together while still having competitive locals, giving them relevant tournament kits, and everything worked out great. So if they could do that same thing, that's on the store though. That's hard for Bandai to kind of watch over that, but if they did what they did with the Shenron reprint, or the Secret Rare, where they're handing those directly from a distributor, let's just say they picked out PPG or Top Cut, and they're like, hey, people are going to come to your website and buy the tournament pack kit, where it's 4 TPs and a winner for $20. I think that would be badass. I think nobody would have any issues with that, especially if you have just an equal chance of pulling a money card as anybody else. And I think that's why everybody bought that Shenron, so you had a chance at draw 2 ape, nobody cared about the secret rare.
No.
I mean, I have 7 of them. So I just sold one to a store and I was like, keep the money. I don't care.
Yeah. It's like $1 at this point.
Yeah, $1 plus shipping, right?
You know, everybody talks about the cheapest secret. They forget about Shenron. it's in the closet.
Nobody considers it as a secret rare.
All it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird that they printed it as a secret too. It just doesn't feel like it.
It's a promo secret. And you can play it for 1 energy if you play it in the right deck, I think.
So scratch out the ultimate and rewrite unique on it.
There you go. Please.
So it doesn't take a secret rare
Yeah,
I can get that boy out and then I get sell out next turn.
To be honest, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's a bad card at all. Like,
it's not.
No, it's really good. It's just... It doesn't feel like a secret, but then again...
Yeah, I agree with you.
But then again, Shenron doesn't kind of need like a bombastic secret because it's too powerful.
Well, the thing is, you have that secret or you have a secret that will win you a game on the spot. Which one are you going to go for?
The one-on-one is on the spot, boy.
Exactly.
What you mean? Why are you going to win? I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to win.
Like, you know, it's just... If Cell Xeno wasn't a secret right now, I think that Shenron would probably be played without a doubt. It's just... Cell Xeno just being a top contender for being one of the best secrets. It's just...
Talk about reprints. Reprints Cell Xeno.
No.
Has Secret Rare ever been banned?
$500,
no.
Please.
I think that's probably top of my list for bannable secret.
That's what a lot of people would talk about. It said if there was like a bannable card, like Cell Xeno would be one of the top cards to be like spoken about.
But to me, Cell Xeno doesn't... this is me. I don't own the card. I've played it... I played it in non-relevant decks. Cell Xeno just doesn't feel like a banned card.
I mean,
because it doesn't... Getting to turn 5 is out of the question. We're in an aggro format. Swap Broly, Dark Broly still dominate the meta.
You can get it out and still do quad strike, dual attack.
But if you get it out early, if you get it out against Red, you get Violet Race. If you're going against Dark Broly doesn't care if you hit them for 4. And they also have blockers on board.
If they're able to, have energy up on turn 2 or 3, sure, but
Swap Broly?
I mean, Swap Broly might, but
I mean that's what Dark Broly can also do the same thing too. Plus we're playing a best 2 to 3 format. If they see that you're building a board up to Cell Xeno, it's just Mechibura. 12 drop Cell Xeno.
This is another thing that people probably haven't thought about, that it's kind of annoying having Cell Xeno in the game. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but Turles and whatchamacallit, they kind of played it around it with Turles a little bit. But like, no, actually they didn't, not for this purpose. But like Turles and the Sun Gohan and Higher Dragon, you guys realize that those cards, when they leave the board by effect or just in general, they're battle cards, they go to the warp, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to prevent Cell Xeno from being cheat out for so little, for so early on. And in terms of like successor, it hurts the mechanic a lot. Yeah. Because you can't run normal successor cards because Cell Xeno is a problematic card. So in terms of game design, you're being limited to certain deck building variations because of that, and I didn't like that about it. Like when I was looking at like the Sun Gohan and Higher Dragon deck, it made sense at first. Like you cheat out 2 6-drops right off the bat by turn 2. Like Cell Xeno, okay, I can't do that anymore, but I can't bring out any other successor cards that can help the engine at all. For Turles, is like you cheat out a bunch of little peewees that can add up to 4 or 6. I can run an efficient successor engine for support, but I can't do that because Cell Xeno exists in the game and try and prevent Cell Xeno from being cheated out. So without really this is something I realized when I was trying deck build, but that's one thing I didn't like, that the game is being limited on, because that secret does exist for that reason.
Yeah, it does kind of suck because I would like to run some of these successor cards like Topo and
that's a really good card. That card would be so good against a lot of decks.
Yeah, and the imperfect and Topo in general right now would probably be the card I would run for successor, just because of the fact that it ignores effects. So when you're playing Shenron, you just ignore.
They won't get the draw. They won't get the one ball back. Yeah. You do have to mix in a little bit of yellow, but that's okay. Like if the payoff is worth it, you can do it.
Against that deck, I think it'd be kind of worth it, and then you have a lot of just good successor cards in general.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
I think
Toa deck is disgusting when it comes to Cell Xeno ability. You can turn 3 play the Majin Buu, or if you have your Unison out and you have enough of the things, and let's say you have to have 4 energy for that. But still, turn 3, turn 4, you're able to get at least 12 green yellows, because on turn 2 you're easily getting out a 9-drop.
Yeah.
If you have the Slug in play, and then just somehow get another 1 and 2 drop out there, or a 3-drop, you can Cell Xeno turn 2, turn 3, disgustingly. And it's just like, okay, if my opponent taps out and they're not running a Sparking Negate, if they don't have Sparking, just Quad Strike, Dual Attack, GG, Scoop.
Yeah.
Or play my blocker.
And unless you're running like a burst or mill leader, is like you're not efficiently gonna get cards to drop either.
No.
It's like, oh man, I gotta play around Celzino, let me neg out of my hand. So I can get my Sparking live.
Exactly. I used to do that stuff and then I realized this is not worth it.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, yeah, you can play around it, but the fact that it's an inconvenience to you and it like hinders your like game plan and so forth, it's still an inconvenience that does not suit you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just imagine, like, sometimes Celzino just does it does exist.
They gotta ban that card now that I'm thinking about it.
Alright, just ban Celzino. Move on.
Oh, that card is so good.
Ban Obuni while we're at it. I haven't seen Obuni been played in a long time. Just ban Obuni.
Oh, so we got a ban list for set 13, Obuni. Huh? Got reprinted and doesn't even get played. Yeah,
We're banning Obuni.
That would be really funny.
We're banning.
Blow.
No, do not ban Catastrophic Blow. All you people who complain about Catastrophic Blow, please leave. Please go away.
Mm-hmm.
Ban Obuni. Ban the draw 2/8. Too broken.
The third
it's like $35 now.
Yeah, ban the draw 2/8. Yeah, notice how the draw 2/8 became affordable and then people stopped complaining about it.
Yeah.
Because it got reprinted.
Yeah, because it became affordable. Notice a pattern between expensive versus banned.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. I agree with you on that.
I've been saying it since I think episode 1.
So if everybody reprinted Celzino and everybody got a copy, do you think nobody would care about banning it?
I would want to get. I don't want to see. I do not want to see.
The thing is, I think when people have more access to it, they'll have access to play decks they probably wouldn't be capable of playing. So it'll present a huge shift in the meta to where yellow and green decks would be even more prominent.
Well, green's still prominent. Yellow would come up more, I think.
Yeah, but like even more. Like, we have some believers out there like, oh, blue here, blue there, like, but they're going to be like, oh man, I got to sell Zeno. I want to start quad striking people.
Yeah, Tricolor Piccolo Day.
Nah, I think there would definitely be a surge of like more yellow and green decks. Then it'll probably become more problematic if it did get a reprint. Because
speaking of Surge, reprint Surge, please.
Yeah, because the thing about it too, like even I have like experienced it myself where games are stolen away from me. But it's like when you have your opponents just cornered against a wall and out of nowhere they just get a cheesy win because they quad strike you and you didn't have enough combo to combo 40k. Like yeah, base 40 to your leader. Okay, well I only got one super combo.
It kind of feels like the same way though with Cell. You can make the argument for Cell. You can make. I'm not going to say that they're both equally as accessibly playable, but in its heyday, it's the same thing with Victory Strike. Because at the end of the day, it's just one green, play 40k, can't negate its attack swing.
Back in the day, Victory Strike was a problem because of that. And I used to play against it a lot of times because like one of my local friends who used to play Victory Strike a lot, we will always meet each other in tournaments. And it's like either I kill you before that thing comes out or I need to out-combo it by the time it does come out. And like it's just like it's all in at that point. But that was the problem with Victory Strike way back then. But the thing is now is that there's so many different answers to it now. It's just either you have it main board if you're expecting it at your locals, or if you go to the best of 3 event, you just have a side for it. So there's a way to prepare for it now. Back then you couldn't prepare for it. It's like you need a barrier blocker because if you had a regular blocker, your opponent was just the opponent's leader was just tap it. Yeah. It's just like, oh well, that was futile.
Broly had a mastery Victory Strike was disgusting.
All that.
Think about that. Like, how did matter? Yeah, this thing has to deflect.
Broly home. That was not.
Bro,
fun.
and then just restand Victory Strike. I swing again.
Yeah.
Combo?
Oh man, I have all 4 of my super combos. Awesome. Restand.
Take life. See that they probably. You know what? Looking at hindsight, they probably eroded Broly because they realized, we're making Celzino.
Oh, God.
Dual attack, quad strike. Oh, you're confident? Oh, 3 stand again. Let's go.
So, yeah, if it did get a reprint, Jonathan, I think that card would be more ban-worthy. It's just because we'll see it more. It just steals games. Like, when you have a secret that just wins you the game on play, it's going to be a notable secret for a very long time.
So, can we say that philosophy works, then, that if everybody had a copy of it and it's still something people would complain about, it should be banned?
Yeah, because people should see how more broken it is.
Because Draw 2 Ape was an issue of supply-demand.
The thing about the draw ape, it just gave people when the format was a bit slower back then. It just gave people a better advantage. So it wasn't a situation where if I have this card and I play it, I win. But I have this draw 2 ape, I'm favored in the matchup. Yeah. That's what the draw ape did.
Especially in matches like with Surge, like when you're back with when you talk about the Surge heyday, you got Surge Piccolo and Surge Q.
Yeah.
Like Surge Q could just draw 2 pitch.
One of the best formats. I don't care anybody says.
Well, that's my favorite format too.
One of the best formats.
I play like top high powered Surge Q. I was winning.
That format was so fun. I don't care anybody says. Piccolo was a little bit of a problem because how annoying because it just did not interact with you. Oh, yeah, but other than that, like that format was just awesome.
That dude, Surge Q was so much fun.
Rip Kefla for never being part of the format.
Yeah, Kefla, you suck.
Even though I was trying to make that deck work so many ways, it's just never happened.
That was the first Surge leader I tried to build, and then I was just like, I'll just build it Surge Killer, flip it over with the hit, and I go, no, this sucks. And then
Where's my draw 2 apes?
I sold everything because they were all getting hyped for no reason.
Yeah.
Bought a bunch of draw 2 apes, and then just built the deck.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this deck is infinitely better. In fact, I first built it as red-blue, and then I just like, oh, the people are still building red-blue-yellow. I was like, splash the yellow, let's go.
Yeah.
Deck was broken. I never heard anybody complain more about it than when I was playtesting with it. It's so broken, and they gave all my effects.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the draw 2 ape. It's just if you had it, you were favored in the matchup versus your opponent if they didn't have it. So Xeno, if it gets reprinted and a lot more people are running it, it's just gonna be
who can get it out first.
It's the same concept. Think of it like this. It's the same concept of whoever had the Mira with the Battering combo in the Hirudegarn Storm Mirror.
God.
Because when I used to play test with my friend, he used to beat me consistently because I never had the Mira with the Battering combo in before he had it. Like, we did like 3 games in a row. He beat me 3 times because he had the combo. So it's the same concept as that. Whoever can see the right cards to maintain board control that sells Xeno for the game, that's how it's going to be. It's like it's going to become a race of RNG.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of not a format I want to realistically see because that's just kind of shitty because getting a game stolen out from under you doesn't feel as good as like having like an intense match with your opponent all the way down to the wire.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I think the only match I've ever had really realistically stolen out from me because when I see Salzino I try to get around it, but like. The only time I've ever had a match stolen from it is some dude top deck Kaioken and can't do nothing.
That card was pretty problematic back then too, but Chomp of the Trickster was a thing too.
I did
MVP Chomp of the Trickster, bro.
MVP Chomp of the Trickster. Remember when that card was good?
Yeah, still winning.
Speaking of Salzino and the meta, let's talk about the last couple tournaments we've had, PPG wise. Where the fuck is the meta going, bro? It's all over the place. I love it that any deck can come out and be on top. But at the same time, how do you even try to plan to put what's in your deck if you don't have a theme? You know what I mean?
I think the one I want to talk about the most is the best one, which is PPG Miami. PPG Miami was PPG Miami is the equivalent of showing people what the meta is like whenever Dark Broly and Swap Broly don't completely dominate it. In regards to just top cuts and everything else like that, because top 16, Marcel's first matchup was the only Swap Broly that made it to top 16. And he got rid of him right, and so out of the gate it was just a meta. It was just a meta of just like everybody else at that point.
The thing, so we're talking about PPG Miami. So we're talking about like the decks that topped right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing I liked about Marcel, besides the fact he's just a very phenomenal player, I don't think a lot of people were expecting Turles to perform so well, and I think Marcel didn't even run a very traditional type build. And what I mean by that, like there are certain cards he didn't run. Like I don't think he ran the 1-drop. No, when it swings.
And I agree with him. As somebody who religiously talked about Turles since it's spoil.
Yeah.
I listened to everything that Marcel had to say through his interviews, through his deck profile, and everything else like that. And through playing testing with the deck, Marcel said the 1-drop is too volatile and too easy to remove. 100% agree with him.
Yeah.
When I played the 1-drop, I played it ever since I played tested the deck. I played with it maybe around 6 or 7 times, maybe a little more than that. Every time I played the 1-drop, I never saw any combo cards, and that is a fact. I saw no Crusher Core cards, no nothing, and I'm like, this feels like crap.
Yeah.
Because then you don't see anything. Now you've got a 1-drop 40k doing nothing. 4K. Or 4K, yeah. You get a 1-drop 4K doing nothing.
Yeah.
And you just wasted a whole energy. Like, I agreed with him on that part. Like, and I agreed with him. I liked his deck profile because it wasn't the traditional Turles, but it fit his playstyle to the T. Where it was he said it was like a go low aggro deck, and he played it like a go low aggro deck. He's very smart in his setup. I love this side. I love the inclusion of Meki Boras. I immediately put 2 of mine in there.
Yeah, the Meki Boras is it's just going to prove to gain value over time, just because of how linear our game is right now, which is kind of unfortunate to say, but that's the name of the game right now. But so he just ran a unique build. He got to the finals against Invoker. No one was expecting that. Everybody was hyping up Mecha Frieza. Everybody was saying Dark Broly is going to make a rise, which I'm very confused about Dark Broly because nothing changed about it in theory.
Yeah.
You know,
to this day, Dark Broly is still being the what is it?
Like
the standard deck list is still not even put together. Like, people are like, the Demigra, people don't run the Demigra anymore.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, we gotta run Space Kraken Time. I'm seeing people take out Space Kraken Time. Kraken Space Time. Like, it's just like, Dark Broly is still one of those decks that it's good, but people don't have a footing for it yet.
I think one of the reasons why Dark Broly started gaining popularity, especially for this event, I think people were making a meta call, because I know a lot of players were saying that even though Dark Broly has the necessities to counter or go against Red Broly, in terms of consistency, Red Broly was still favored. So since Red Broly was just, so popular in that's why people started running Red Broly a lot. But with the hype that Mecha Frieza was going to come in to the tournament, they're probably thinking, okay, there won't be that many Red Brolys, so they start running Dark Broly. So
I just want to point out that the matchup, as a Red Broly player, I love the matchup against Mecha Frieza. I wouldn't say it's an auto win, but if you're a smart pilot, it's an easy win.
Yeah.
Because you can play around your opponent to the point where they have nothing in hand, and it's at the end of the day, it's another yellow deck, and your win condition's always going to be Piccolo Jr.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So with that, and also Invoker getting to the finals, I mean, that's big.
No, that's huge.
I don't think people were expecting that, especially...
No, there's one person who's expecting it.
Let's be fair. This is like the Invoker guy, right?
Yeah, no. Nobody would argue that at all.
So let's think about it. So with Mecha coming in, I don't think being as aggro as Red Broly at all.
Which one? Mecha?
Mecha Frieza.
No, but Mecha, I've talked about it with a lot of people here. It's all in agreement, and I think everybody here can agree too. Mecha Frieza is the best yellow control deck to exist now.
Yeah.
Like, Gotenks can't hold a T to what it does.
Yeah. So with that, not being as aggressive as like Red Broly, Dark Broly still being pretty aggressive at times if you have the right cards, but maybe not as aggressive as Red Broly. Turles, we can see it made it to the finals. It got too old, I believe. Low to the ground aggressive. Maybe it's just not enough as being tall aggressive, which Red Broly is capable of doing, and so forth. So I guess we can see with Red Broly being taken out of the equation just a little bit in terms of how many people are running it because they're favoring Dark Broly or Mecha Frieza because they believe that is the new wave. We see that Invoker had a very good chance, to dodge a little bit, maybe facing 1 or 2 in Swiss, but enough to get to top cut. And then there was only one Red Broly in top cut and lost in the first round, and Invoker didn't play against it. So dodging a bullet essentially. And then with that, playing the slow game of against Mecha, you're playing control, but I'm also playing control. And with no interaction at all, I'm able to burn you.
Yeah, and then once Vegeta hits the board, like, that card's pretty much uninteractable.
Yeah, well, for Mecha Frieza, they can handle it because I understand there's a combo where they can final flash it, and then because of the leader's awakened side, they can rest the battle card, so they can rest it. But even at that, you still need to invest a lot to try to kill it to where Invoker can somewhat efficiently protect it if they have the right cards at the right time. You know?
Because if you're swinging with Frieza, Mecha Frieza to get rid of that card, you're swinging with lead or you're swinging with one of your Bardogs. And at the end of the day, they have too many negates for you to feel good about swinging, making a connection where they don't say no negate.
Yeah. So with that, then against Dark Broly, well, what do? Just Violent Rays all day, get to turn 5. Unless Dark Broly runs a card like... What's that card where you can just play, if they play a 3-drop or lower, and send it to the warp?
Super Kamehameha?
Something along that lines. Yeah, so, you just make sure you're awakened at that point, because I think you have to be at 4 or less life to use it.
But they can Super Kamehameha the Rival Seeker.
The Rival Seeker, yeah, basically the win condition that starts to hold... Well, the engine that starts to hold win condition, Yeah. So there's ways to play around these certain things. It's just, you got to see the right cards at the right time, which is ways you can prepare. But then again, if you're a Dark Broly player entering the event, are you telling yourself, am I concerned about, Invoker?
The one chance
at the end of the day, I like this is like shout outs for Invoker and everything like that, not his player base, but Invoker is just one of those decks you need to be like the biggest pilot in the world. Like you need to be the best pilot for Invoker to even have a shot at going at top 8. Yeah. Because the meta is just if they wanted to and they sided against Invoker would have like a horrible matchup. Like look at Marcel. He had a side for Invoker, but nobody could see the Beerus Ball tech in the world.
That's Legends doing his part.
That was such a take.
That's like a highlight reel play of his too. The way he played it was just like I want to clip that.
That is the equivalent. That's the equivalent of like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds where the dude played 3 totally awesomes, and the guy top decks this raw spear mode, and then just slams it on the board. That is the one.
I don't even know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! But when he did that, I still understood what happened.
We have our own moment for that. They just goes for a game and then goes Beerus. I'm like, oh my God.
That's just someone who's playtesting understands what to possibly expect. Just even good against the mirror. It's even good against the mirror. Sure. He was probably thinking himself, "Man, Invoker's the move. Other people might see it." No, bro, you're like the only one ready.
But it does hit a lot of good cards from the 4-drops, just because of the fact that if it hits Swap Broly, it hits your 4-drop. Like you Emperor's Death being one of their cards. They activate. Leader activates its skill. Okay, cool. Beerus Ball. Now you don't have another target.
It works on because it's 15 or less, right?
15k, yes.
Yeah, 15k or less. And because
it doesn't energy cost at all.
Because it doesn't hit the field, the servant doesn't go live.
Yeah, I understand that part. Yeah. See, that's really good. See, that's him doing his part of like studying the meta. But I feel like one of the main reasons he might have gotten to the finals, not excluding his skills, he's a magnificent player. The fact that the Red Broly was just not a popular choice for this tournament made a big difference.
100%.
But I feel like looking at his side, I think he still could have. I think if I want to see him pilot against Swap Broly with this side, I feel like he was still prepared for it. Yeah. He's that was definitely like a very good move on his part. The Beerus Ball, like it does hit. It does get rid of Swap Broly, which I think is Invoker's biggest weakness at the end of the day. Right. Not as much as Dark Broly, because the Dark Broly doesn't really do as much as they want. It puts their extra cards in Warp. Cool. I want my extra cards in Warp. Yeah. At the end of the day. As long as I keep the few I need to keep myself alive to the turn 5 win, I'm good at the end of the day. Even if I need to get to turn 6 because you play Mechibora and you're trying to stall me out.
And talk about aggro. No Vegeks top this event at all.
No Vegeks because we'll talk about we'll talk about Vegeks with our next because I really want to talk about PPG Connecticut, but I think Vegeks when it comes to the Gohanks engine, I think it's like I said, it's either a gas or nothing build. It's not like where it was consistently before. Like their whole field is super glass candy. They can annihilate a player really easy if you see your pieces, but if you don't, you're kind of teetering out into the game loss because of the fact that you can't rebuild your board as strong as you used to.
That's fair.
I have zero idea about that engine, so it's all you.
The Gohanks engine? Gohanks, I'm not going to say Gohanks is bad. Gohanks is really good.
Yeah.
It's super strong, and I like the 1-drops and everything else like that. The PyCon, I think it might get a little stronger with the Supreme Kai Time TP, but I can't remember if it's leader locked to a Vegito, or not a Vegito, but I don't remember if it's locked to a Saiyan only lead. No, a Saiyan only leader. Because Vegeks is not a Saiyan only leader, he's a Saiyan Earthling leader because of Trunks.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Just to round up the Miami reboot Gohan. I don't think anybody's surprised by it, but also it's like
shout out to reboot Gohan. The deck that won't die.
I can never test it at locals because all my locals are best of ones.
That's another thing about Houston's meta is we're all best of ones for the most part. One of my locals is actually trying to push for a best of 3 format right now, actually.
Yeah.
But that not a lot of interest yet. I think it's the wave, though, because everywhere else seems to be playing best of 3. All the major events are best of 3. And apparently Houston has a really bad sideboard game.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about that. My sideboard game was on point.
Clearly.
Hold
no
on.
comment.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Look at this glorious sideboard. Who over here is... I'm sorry. Big armoires?
Big armoires,
big,
bro?
Big armoires,
For your
dog?
master bedroom?
You want to come over and see my big armoires?
But
I'm
yeah,
good, bro.
but I think the way Reboot Gohan is, it'll always be a deck to, it'll always be there. It's just the deck does what it does. You don't have the answers by turn 2 or 3. Well,
GG.
What's that? I untap and you said no negates. I bet.
Restand leader, swing. Wow, I don't have a negate still. All right, another 35.
Oh, your negates in your life? Let me go
I
and
just want to point
describe
out
your
he must have
life.
got real lucky and never saw Supreme Kai in time.
Yeah. I still feel like that deck should have gotten Feet Kamehameha limited and left it alone in a best of
Oh
one.
my god, I'm so.
But then again, like, it's still oppressive, so maybe the best of one. Like, that's a very unique ban list they did, but maybe that decision they made was probably for the better.
Such a unique banning for that card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Houston Zone Alley, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Ali Cardell's
Ali, I'm pretty sure the reason we
part
don't.
of Team Meta Club, by the
We
way.
can't play Reboot Gohan and best of ones anymore.
Yeah, but so that's PPG Miami. So the other top 4 was definitely a Mecha Frieza. Probably expected since there's so many representatives for it.
Yeah.
But going on to maybe PPG Connecticut, just to have an idea what people are looking to play as we continue through this format. That I'll probably explain why it might change soon enough. But they did not play it out in top 4. But the top 4s were Blue Baby, Vegeks, Red Broly, and Green Gotenks, with Vegeks being the only person in Top Cut who got first after Swiss.
I just want to point out that that PPG is basically still sub 12. In top 4.
I believe this event was hard capped at 24 players.
Oh, it was?
Yes, COVID protocol.
Okay.
Fair, that's fair.
But also, let's look at the comparison between PPG Miami and Connecticut. Completely different leaders on all of the top 4s. So we have 8 different decks that topped in 2 events.
That's pretty. That's pretty compared to like what was it last meta where you're
Green Gotenks.
You always see Swab Broly, Green Gotenks, Dark Broly, and Vegeks.
Right.
That's good that you guys brought that up about the Gotenks, because as we saw Gotenks fall pretty swiftly, something may be the same for the way our meta might shift. So a lot of people have been making comments about how Launch is a really powerful deck, how King Piccolo is probably behind Broly in the best red deck in the format. And I think one of the reasons we may not have seen a lot of them represent is because the accessibility to tournament pack cards. So the same way how Gotenks kind of ruled the format in the first tournament when the set released, and then Broly came out of nowhere, made a wrecked havoc because they finally had access to the 1-drop Brolys and people started learning how to play the deck a little bit more efficiently. I think we're gonna see the same type of thing happen, and the format will shift because of that reason. I know a lot of people were playing PyCon or Pycoon as people are saying it.
Picone,
Pickle Man.
Pickle Man.
But, because they feel that, the 1-drop negate might make a difference. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference, but it still has an effect. I feel like Launch maybe represent a lot more now with people having access to the tournament pack card. And there's definitely going to be some form of surge of King Piccolo in some tournaments.
I just bought all my King Piccolo stuff. That deck is, in my opinion, I agree with you. I think King Piccolo is going to be on the same tier list as Swap Broly. I slept on King Piccolo, played against it, almost got stomped in. I'm pretty sure if he had the TP Piccolo Jr., I'm pretty sure I would have got my face caved in. Tambourine swinging in for 40k is not fun.
Yeah.
I had the only reason why I won that match is because I had the secret out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and also the secret has barriers, so we couldn't neg my secret and then blow it up.
Yeah. So I definitely think there's going to be a meta change. It's just what we're given with right now. This is what we're working with in terms of what's performing well.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have every color represented in the top 8 here. For the 2 top 4s, we have a red deck, we have a green deck, we have a yellow deck, we have a blue deck, we have a black deck.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, everybody's a viable option.
Yeah.
That's right, boys and girls. You heard it. Viable option.
So
play your set 1 Broly's. Go for it.
Be rogue. Play something different. You could be a top cut person. I'm actually very surprised at most by, first off, Invoker taking first place. Yeah. But secondly, Blue Baby making top 4.
Hey, that Invoker matchup was honestly probably one of the hypest matchups in a very long time.
I agree.
So I'm probably gonna say something that will kill like the hype or hope of like blue players and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think I didn't know
blue
the event was capped at 24 people. But now that you're telling me this is what I'm thinking. You have a very skilled player piloting the deck, running through people who are probably not as skilled as they are.
Very good chance of that, yes.
So I don't know. Everybody participated. I'm not saying people are bad over there. I should know Scott Dashy. I believe he was a pilot of the baby. Like,
he was. I mean, this top cut was the guys of the guys, right? It's like the top of the top.
Yeah, we had like Anthony Hernandez, the Eon and Eric Hill, the Hill twins, and so forth. Joey Palladino, and 4 of them alone were in top 4. Like, so it shows you that the Green Gold Tanks is not being represented well, especially in the previous PPG event. So the Hill twins, with their skills and piloting it and their knowledge into the game, because they play every deck when they play test, they understand the matchups probably more than what most they think they understand. 100%. So with that knowledge, they're able to get to top cut and finish strong. So that's one thing I will say, because Blue's in a tough spot right now. But one of the main reasons why Scott Dashy probably got that top cut is because he's a very skilled player. Handling the matchups very well.
It was 5 rounds for Swiss.
Yeah.
And then they did top 8, and then of course they broke down into top 4. And I believe they decided to just call it even. All 4 would just split the prizing evenly and call it a day, so they didn't have to go through another 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Honestly, I just want to do the same thing. I'm tired. Those tournaments are so long.
And a 1-day event too. It's like I don't want to go through Swiss and then top cut.
If it was like a 2-day event, I'm pretty sure we would have seen it played out.
But they went into the playoffs immediately that same day, because this was yesterday.
Yeah.
So I agree with it, but yeah, Blue is in a tough spot. I think they didn't get much help with the. I mean, PyCon
is generic enough to play.
Potential, but it's not ready. I think there needs to be more support.
Yeah.
You just need someone who's good at cracking the code for PyCon.
And that's the thing about our game right now. If a blue leader comes out, the way that Bandai has been releasing, the way they have been doing their designs in each set, it's just all archetype based. So, if PyCon comes out, if its archetype is not a broken engine, that's what we're stuck with. Unless it's not leader locked and you can mix the blue engine with a different leader, then there's hope for blue to, making a very strong push to become one of the top contenders. But with everything being archetype locked now, the way our game is shifting, it's like Red Broly. When Red Broly came out, it's like, what does Red Broly do? Hand destruction, critical, aggro. That sounds like a broken combination. Let's try it out. The archetype is, very strong with what it does.
Correct.
So that's the tough thing about, if a color is struggling, that's the tough thing about it. It's just, it's going to struggle for that reason.
So I'm going to ask you a question because I don't know what happened. But Reboot Soul Striker was like the tits of fucking blue decks for like a month straight. And then it just disappeared. What happened? Why is it not seeing top play anymore?
In my opinion, the decks that won with it, what was it? Like AOD, and you've got Power Rangers.
Is it getting outpaced?
Those decks. Yeah. I mean, when you look at them at the end of the day, it's just a law of caught off guard. Mm-hmm. When you play a Soul Striker, you think you're going to be playing against blue good stuff. I'm able to take advantage of my leader untapping. No, you've got a 30k double strike dual attack critical coming at your face, and it's gonna hit you hard as shit.
Yeah, but if you
got the it's still the law of caught off guard at the end of the day. And then once people catch on to it, then you're just then you're out of the game.
But
with AOD, it was the same. It was just the same. What's up?
I think if you plan better, I think everybody's still trying to make the baby unison with the baby counter play a thing. But if you're having to play something like a turn 2 unison and then swing on tap, and you have Trunks readily available, I think that's probably the route you should go if you're going to try to plan for a blue deck to help, because if that Trunks is going to make the hand go away. And granted, Dark Broly probably doesn't care about their hand as much, but at least you have a chance against Red Broly, right? Because everything swaps up.
I mean, you also had the fact too that you couldn't do that combination before because you still had pure Vegex, and at the end of the day, I don't care.
Yeah, no, Vegex don't worry about it. But now that Vegex is out, I honestly think blue will come back again. If this is the meta shakedown, and Granted, we have the one Vegex player, but it's also Anthony Hernandez. So I don't know what is in his engine. They haven't released a deck list yet, but the rest of these matchups, I could see, Soul Striker Reboot have success, depending on the pilot.
Yeah, it's
not an easy thing, but it's
and it's
a
also
lot of advantage.
It's also just the fact. It's the thing I stated before. If you're an incredible pilot, like, why would you waste your time on a deck that is good to pilot whenever you complete it, versus a deck that's completely like untouchable when you pilot it?
That's fair.
Like, it's just like, I'd rather play something that I know that's gonna easily get me the victory if I pilot it, over something that I have to work hard and then I might get the win or I might not get the win if I pilot it like the same level.
Some people just want to see like a low tier deck top.
That's not gonna happen. Like I said, at the end of the day, we're the format we're in is kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh format. If you're not broken, you're not good. You're trash.
Well, Yellow Jiren is coming up again, and nobody touched that for a couple.
Once I'm looking at all of you right now at this camera. Once I want to stop hearing about Yellow Jiren. Once you guys had one come up.
I'm going to laugh when you get stomped by Yellow Jiren, and you're like, I was wrong about Yellow Jiren.
I got stomped by Yellow Jiren once because I legit I fell into the caught off guard because I was like, I don't know what this deck does, and then the very next time. Cool, I see my secret play. Oh no, all the berries are gone. But I got my 3-drop 15k Warp 6. Get rid of both of them. Swing for game.
Okay. So just like you were wrong about King Piccolo, I think you might be wrong.
I can't wait to be wrong about this. I'm looking at all you Jiren players. Everybody come at me.
Alright, so your teammate for sure. But yeah, diverse top meta.
I said though, but Rogue is you'll see Rogue pop up every once in a while. Look at Invoker. Rogue, so from probably one of the best pilots ever for Invoker. We'll probably see him for a very long time. The Invoker pilots, he topped very well. He played it very excellently. If you are like this pilot who's done nothing but study the deck, study everything, you can make it. You can make it very well. You just have to put all the effort into it and know your deck's weaknesses. Know where you're gonna come up. Know strong. Play around stuff and everything like that. You can get to the top right here. We haven't shown it at the end of the day. Though I think Invoker is just going to be this mechanic that live on forever. There's a good chance it could be. Red-Blue is generic and it's showing its support to Invoker.
So if the meta is as diverse as it is now, what do we consider meta? What do we consider rogue?
What do we consider rogue? I mean, I can still see Invoker being rogue for a time being. I think they just need... Because all they have right now is Burn... and they have Victory Strike as their backup. I think if they get an access to another route of victory, like another access, not like to Victory Strike, but another route to winning the game.
All right.
Then I could see them easily coming off of Rogue and coming to Tier 1 because they have very good cards. Emperor's Death Beam's very powerful.
It is.
I think in terms of extra cards, Emperor Death Beam kind of overshadows Royal Condemnation, and just in my opinion in general. Ignores barrier, minus 35, right?
30.
Yeah, 30. That's strong. That's incredibly strong.
Like 85-90% of battle cards are getting destroyed.
Yeah, you're nuking majority of the cards at the end of the day.
So
I think Invoker just needs another route for a win condition. I think it'll easily be Tier 1 at that point. When you look at Jiren, Jiren once you get to turn 5, I understand he can get there with its take a life, take no damage at the end of the day, but that's cool and all, but we're in an aggro format still. You can get Bum Rush turn 1, turn 2 before you set that up, and you can easily just get clonked over the head.
I mean, at that point, they just awaken and they have 3 chances of staying alive. So.
Not if you're at 5 life and I'm just like hitting you with something big for double, then you got 2 life, and then I could just easily, wait out the rest of the turn and hit you down. It's like hypothetically, every Jiren player wants to be like, oh, I've got 3 turns, but we're in an aggro format. There's a lot of free double strike. And if I'm going to hit you down to 3 life, or I've seen some people whiff and not even be able to play something for their turn 2 energy and just have nothing. Like, it's great and all, but I think Jiren needs more than just these little crappy wieners and wait until I play my 10 drops that are like, basically secret level powerful at the end of the day. But
the Vegeta Unison that came from the expansion.
The Vegeta Unison's very good. I love that Unison. I think that Unison is better, but there's better yellow decks at the end of the day too as well.
There is.
And Mecha Frieza's the best one in my opinion.
Better than Sin?
No, but I think it's leagues above better than Sin, and that's saying a lot because I love Sin Cineron. I play the deck a lot. My headphone just made a noise.
Same.
That's weird. I hope that doesn't mean a recording's.
Nope, we're still good.
We're still good. Okay. This about to be turned into episode 5.5.
It might be the video.
Oh no. But no, I think in terms of yellow, we've got Becca, Frieza, Sen Shenron, Gotenks. Just because Gotenks has a good matchup against Yellow Frieza in terms of extra cards. Because of being able to draw cards, rest. You play something cool, I'm going to rest his Basil. Now I'm not worried about it anymore. I'm going to rest your Bardock that you played. Now I'm not worried about it anymore. You know, I think Gotenks is still in a good spot. And then you've got Jiren. Like I said, I played, my teammate plays Jiren. I think Jiren's playstyle is just too linear. I think Jiren doesn't have routes to a lot of other stuff that it can do. I think if they made that SR, do you know the one I'm talking about from Jackbox 5? I think they made that one a little more playable. I think the deck would be a little bit better in a better spot.
Drop, that's a quad strike if you top deck it, and that's the only card in your hand to play it. That one?
Yeah, the really garbage one. Yeah, if they made that card any better, the deck would be better. But
you know what card we're talking about?
Yeah, no.
They know you're blanking. He's like, I don't remember this trash.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just digesting the information.
But
Jiren, I don't know.
I mean, the only thing that I think Jiren has, the only thing that Jiren can do really well is make Celzina really well.
Probably
because instead of that, like getting to turn 5 is a really big wish in an extreme aggro format.
Yeah. And
you've even got like decks like Dark Broly and stuff like that. Like, not even talking about aggro. Let's talk about mid range. Dark Broly, hand rip, and now they have a burn card. Rip your life. And if you give all your cards barrier, you're burning, because now you can't, because it's off of your own effects. You can't choose any of your barrier cards. Yeah. Now you're burning a life. Now you're meeting the same principle as Invoker.
Yeah.
Where they can get around you by burning you.
Mm-hmm. That was the one downside about that format for them.
Yeah. It's just the fact that Jiren needs more, because the protection it offers is very strong, but it's not enough at the end of the day. That's why I think Jiren's going to stay rogue until it gets a lot more. Invoker, I could easily see it be tier 1. Like, and especially if whatever new win condition they get, if they get like something that's completely busted, it might even be tier 0, just because of the amount of like tempo and like control that Invoker had. Like, I was really rooting for it when it came out. Like, I liked the deck a lot. The Emperor's Death Beam World Combination, those cards were scary at the time. Deflect was not a big mechanic.
Sure.
But now it is. Like, almost every Turles card has Deflect. All the Gotenks cards have Deflect. Like, you can't World Condemnation anything.
It's one of the only decks that doesn't run a Unison.
Yeah.
They've been asking for a Unison.
Also, we're not getting an Invoker Unison. Everybody stop asking that question. That is a really broken idea.
I mean, besides Reboot Gohan, right? They don't need a Unison.
They definitely don't need a Unison. You can probably play Demigra if you really wanted to.
Right, but those are like the only two relevant decks I can think of that don't rely on having like a counterplay set up with a Unison. Because I don't know. I think Invoker could use one.
I think Invoker and stuff like that, they can get a Unison. I think that what the Unison should do, it should help them cycle their extra cards. I think that'll be a good idea. We're not getting an Invoker with the Unison with the keyword Invoker. That's way too strong.
Mm-hmm.
That is a way too strong idea. Because of the fact that then you've got a truly uninteractable card.
On top of that, it's going to be base 20k.
Yeah, like Vegeta is a very uninteractable card for a very good reason. Deflect Bear is not a joke. And being 19k is also powerful.
Yeah.
But a Unison that helps them cycle their extra cards, I think that could be really good. Like, or if it just like, helps them like look through their deck and stuff, like like how TOP does. If it helps them do that as well, I think Invoker could easily pump up to a very, very good spot. But I think that's the Unison they're looking for. A couple other rogue decks in mind that I have. The meta right now is still trying to be formed at the end of the day. Like besides decks that just don't die, I'm not seeing a whole lot of the meta's still forming. Like, Launch is still really good. Whis, I think Whis could actually make a good attempt. I talked bad about it a lot, but then I saw the 1-drop. I think the 1-drop adds a lot of consistency to it.
I'll have to see that deck in action. I just know apparently can build a lot of value.
The cards that do scare me in that deck, because I did play against it. I was playing against it with Toa. I didn't have the deck built right, but the card that does scare me is that Goku. If you get that if you have more than one Goku, you're blowing up the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think Whis just needs a little bit more love. Vados is a powerful card. The one drop Whis that came in set 13, and the TP 1-drop Whis, the one that free plays your vanillas. Those are really good cards.
The SR is definitely good. It helps you build hand advantage. So good. One deck have not been seen in action a lot that apparently was getting a little bit hype behind it. It was Salsa and Shroom.
Salsa and Shroom got a lot of hype for it. I've played it a lot of times. I still don't understand what that deck does.
It just basically does drop control. It's really good against sparking decks, of course, and any like Dredgeku, I guess. But
I'm trying to think of all the sparking decks. We're not in a, it would be good if we're in a sparking meta. The only deck that would even remotely do something against maybe the pipe. But I don't.
It'll hurt Dark Broly a little bit in the sense that they need to warp stuff from the drop in order to play stuff. Once you get into the later turns, they can start warping 2 to 3 things off the drop.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the grind matchup and they're struggling to bring out their 6 drops again, then I could see Shroom and Salsa easily match up. But against other matchups like Mecha Frieza, for example, there's nothing like they're all battle cards. The Mecha Frieza interacts with every single one of them. When you talk about stuff like
OG Broly's looks strong.
OG Broly is gonna not be rogue next set, and OG Broly will probably be meta relevant with that one drop. That one drop's insane.
Yeah, you talking about the evolution box or something?
Oh yeah, no, that card's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. They literally just got a good field spell, and now they got a good one drop. That deck is gonna go from rogue to meta real quick.
They said, "Oh, you ain't had enough support. Well, here you go."
They said, "Oh, this is my favorite." It's like that meme. Yeah. It's just like, "Who's your favorite child?" I love you both equally. It's you by a lot. There's OG Broly.
Yeah.
No, that deck is gonna be really scary when the Battle Evolution comes out.
Does King Vegeta see a comeback with the next set?
No, unless
next set, there's no direct support. Oh, there is some support.
Unless that Vegeta's lineage is
a lot of red-green support coming.
But they're not 2 drops. That's what the deck likes.
Ooh, if there's red green, that means Surge can come back possibly.
Hey, where's my Surge leaders at? I want them now.
I still want a Surge format.
I want another Surge meta.
That's Surge so much.
Surge is so much fun.
Surge will make a comeback, I think. I think they might be...
I don't think it's going to be in Battle Evolutions. I think they've already spoiled the stuff that they're going to spoil for it.
Yeah, not in this next set. But their next block, the end of this block is going to have dual color.
I've been hearing a lot of rumors about dual color unisons from a lot of people. Mostly people online and stuff like that. So it's like very volatile, unconfirmed sources. But there's been a lot of talk about multicolor unisons.
I think it's from like distribution pages.
Something like that.
Shop owners are getting this information on like pre-order, and it gives like a description of what's to be expected in the set, that kind of stuff, and then they remove it because it's not supposed to be seen.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be there. But I think they just do it just so it's one of those like leaked things to get people hyped up over a set. But if multicolor unisons make an appearance, I could honestly see a surge of surge leaders. And honestly, the surge meta is one of the best metas.
I disagree.
Lord.
I had a bad time.
We didn't play the good Surge leaders. Surge Q was so fun.
Yeah, I didn't want to play it, but it was definitely a really good deck. I should have played it.
As the first, the only reason why I wanted to play that over Piccolo is because I was always asking for a Super Saiyan God Awakened leader that was really good, and Surge Q definitely fit that bill of being busted.
Was he also considered a god, or no?
No.
Because if you're a Super Saiyan...
Oh god, I hope I'm wrong so we can get our episode 5.5 going again, because that's 2 things I've been wrong.
I mean, I doubt it was a god card, but
we're gonna meet our daily quota of 4 before the episode crashes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was one of those players who loved Surge Piccolo. I just stared at you until you did something, then I responded.
I hate those. You're blue players in Magic, basically.
That's basically.
Those matchups, Surge Q versus Surge Piccolo, was so high. It was so high because you got the brutal beatdown on the card draw versus like hand destruction.
Yeah, it's just like full control versus like full aggro. It was so fun.
I never forget. I started my opening hand with like 3 apes, and then like they hand destructed me. I like suck on my out twice, and they like just ripped out both apes, and I was just like,
cool.
Thanks, buddy.
Hand advantage is my favorite.
The only thing I'll say to answer your question earlier, you guys were like just killing it, so I didn't want to say much, but
I would kill it here.
Yeah, but just to say, like, in terms of what is considered meta, I guess what people are accustomed to be calling what is meta is just what deck is represented the most and what performs well. So I guess what we can say from the given information we have, looking at the pie chart, is like a lot of multiple Dark Brolys and multiple Mecha Friezas topped, and so forth. So, if you're going to an event, that's something you can expect. but there comes a thing called adapting. So if you see Invoker has a good matchup with a lot of these, you can make a call and say, well, I can run Red Broly because Red Broly has a phenomenal matchup against Invoker. And on top of that, if I make minor adjustments against Mecha Frieza and Dark Broly, I will have the advantage and so forth. So that's definitely what we can say was probably what we can consider meta right now is probably Red Broly, Dark Broly, and Mecha Frieza.
Those are the only decks that were in the top cut from the last two PPGs that had more than one representative.
Those three?
Yes. So yesterday, 2 Red Brolys at the PPG Connecticut.
Yeah.
At PPG Miami, we had 5 Dark Brolys, 4 Mecha Friezas, and then everything else was a one-off.
I just want to say too as well, because I see a lot of people complain about the meta, how it's how they still don't like seeing decks that last this long. I'm just saying it's a healthy meta. Like a lot of people when I came here from Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, I see a lot of people complain about stuff. I was like, I can clearly tell you people have never played Yu-Gi-Oh because there's nothing like looking at a pie chart and it's all spiral. I'm like, oh great, top 32 all spiral, top 32 all Zodiac, and I'm like, wow, I literally played through 3 Tier 0 formats.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I hate this game.
We used to have Tier 0. Harudegarn Storm.
I didn't play through those.
SS3 Storm.
I think SS3 was probably the most tier besides Mecha Frieza. But even during Mecha Frieza's time,
that was not fun.
Yeah, even during Mecha Frieza's time, there was still Mass Saiyan that can put up a good fight. The problem with SS3 is shows you either had SS3 blue yellow with Storm, or you had it as red blue with foreseeing hit and so forth. But yeah, so I feel like the closest we've been to Tier 0 before the Universe 3 stuff got banned.
Yeah.
After Drive Box.
Oh my god, they caught that one real quick.
Yeah, that was the definition of a Tier 0.
We were about to hit Tier 0 because of the fact that Vegex and Demigra were at the top.
Well, it was definitely going to be Vegex without a doubt.
No, yeah.
You're milling 5 cards per turn.
The consistency was too powerful.
Yeah, no. Before Universe 3 got banned, to be honest, if Universe 3 didn't get touched until maybe a couple of tournaments, that without a doubt would have been the Tier 0 deck, in our history of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, all you would have had to do is just wait for the set to drop so you could get access to that Overrealm Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to literally just win the game turn 2, unstoppable in the game. You have your Universe 3s just constantly swinging, and then you just tap 1, play your Splintering Minds, win.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I was trying to find an old Top Cut list, breakdown of that format.
And then you just put Top Cut and then just decided to scroll.
Well, you can sort by year, but yeah, I'm not going to find it.
No.
Maybe it's something we can do for the next one.
There we go. We'll go over old percentages.
By the way, guys, in the midst of meta talks, I just wanted to remind you guys that we're still waiting on a reboot Set 2 Vegito leader.
Yeah, where's our... Yeah, hey, talking about that really quickly, what is with this garbage collector's print where you're going to go ahead and make a alternate art for the Vegito? I hope all 3 of the mics peaked when I just screamed.
It did.
Perfect.
We as a community asked for a reboot, but not a reprint. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like we've been bamboozled.
I feel like you're making fun of us, Bandai, and that's not okay.
Well, they did make the foil Surge Broly leader that everybody was asking
That
for.
one was nice. They did that one. They did OG Broly, I think, too.
I think so.
And then the rest of them were garbage.
That's really... Wait, they reprinted the OG Broly leader?
Yeah, as an alternate art.
Oh, that's really good, actually. Because it's going to be
Do not give them compliments.
It's $90 for the set.
This is trash.
You get
you get 1 copy of each.
1 copy. So you got to buy 4.
Good job, Bandai.
Alright, I'm cutting the podcast. Where's the off button?
So I'm not a fan of the reprint set.
Not the way they're doing it.
I'd be a fan of the reprint set if there were literal better reprints.
If it was a $50 item, I might see myself buying a playset.
Mm-hmm. The iconic attack wares were a good reprint because their prices always go up and down no matter what.
But to be fair, there is a reprint Draw 2 Ape in that.
We're at $30 at this point now.
The problem is you're only getting 1 copy for nearly $100.
But there's 3 or 4 leaders. You only need 1 anyway.
It's even if you sell them.
Just told to put the whole thing in the trash.
How much is the Broly Surge leader going for right now?
$6.
All right, so a foil alt art.
$2.
$2.
The problem with those things is that it's guaranteed. So the Broly Surge leader, when you got it in the pack, it wasn't guaranteed in that
pack. It's premium
pack.
Bandai, and it's going to be limited quantity.
Oh, it's pretty good.
So that means they'll pick up value over time. It's not going to have value on the spot.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll reboot OG Broly?
OG Broly?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll reboot it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, reboot. I'm confusing myself. No, they did the reprint. I don't think so. It would have been completely pointless if they did that. I mean, if you're saying if they will ever do it, yeah, there's obviously an opportunity down the road it may happen.
It's not useless because, like with Soul Striker, there's viability to play both leaders.
No, this is what I'm saying. Why would you reprint the leader or alternate art if you're just gonna make a new one rebooted? That's what I was saying. It's like, So actually, this is good information that we can use. Well, actually, bad information. Well, a bad thing since they reprinted an alternate art Vegito leader
for no reason.
We can assume they're not going to reboot it. Like that's a very.
I remember people were voting for this as like a reboot, and then like they were just like, "Oh no, it's a reprint." I'm like, "All right, so this is just throw it in the fucking trash."
Yeah.
Bandai, please don't do that.
Well, throw it in the fucking trash, Bandai. I want my reboot Vegito.
Give us a rebooted alt art. Like you did the other thing for the anniversary box where they swapped out the Champa for something else, the Warcry.
Yeah.
Give us a reboot Vegito leader instead of a reprint Vegito leader. Give it an alt art if you want, or don't. I don't give a shit. I just want
this Vegito leader. It better say reboot, and it better have different effects. Because if it doesn't, I'm coming down there and I'm sitting in your parking
lot. What's the name of the Awakened side of that Vegito leader? Do you guys remember?
No.
I remember it's Vegito, and Vegito needs a reboot. That's what the back.
I'm just gonna change one word in that name. It's probably gonna be funny.
There you go, Vegito Fusion Warrior Super Saiyan Vegito.
Okay, we can say Vegito rebooted Warrior Super Saiyan Vegito.
There you go.
Replace Fusion for reboot.
It's literally just a leader that just needs a reboot. Like it needs to have draw power.
It's just a fan favorite. That's the thing. The Android 18 and 17, a fan favorite. People just want a reboot of those cards.
This has so much untapped potential.
Yeah.
Because you can do essentially 4 colors. Because now they've made black a specified color. You could run quad color with the yellow Gokus and Vegetas, which, by the way, set 12 gave us a lot of those with the Whis set.
Yeah, but they're not good.
Height of Mastery, it doesn't matter. You're using them for charge.
It presents options. That's what they have now.
Familial Bonds targets all of the Goku and Vegetas that are 3 cost 15Ks.
Yeah.
So you can just play those for 2.
You think that maybe that's why they haven't
No, I don't. Cause
they're really worried about breaking familial bonds. That's what they're really worried about.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Cell Xeno support.
Let's do it.
No, you can't use these for Cell Xeno because it's not mono green or yellow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And you can't even use Strength of Legends in this.
Why would you want to run Cell Xeno when you have Ultimate Force?
No, I was just saying, like, I was making fun of the whole familiar bonds thing.
Like,
they're looking at Cell Xeno. Cell Xeno support, print it. Vegito Set 2 support, don't print it.
Bottom of the pile, guys.
Right.
Bottom of the pile.
We're going to throw it in the recycle bin.
We're going to see Reboot Surge before we see Reboot Vegito Set 2.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The leader that everybody's been requesting, Reboot.
But like a legitimate analysis or observation, like since they reprinted that alternate art, we shouldn't be expecting a reboot.
I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah,
reprint announcer, which was alright. But Bergamo...
Hey, Bergamo's fire, bro.
No, you guys have to take like 4 or 5 turns to set up this dumbass lock.
Bro,
and once it's set up, you ain't touching me.
Alright, sweet. Turn 3. Double Strike Broly. Alright, sweet. Secret Swing. Alright, cool.
Okay. Ryan hates everything he doesn't like.
I hate everything that doesn't give me what I want. Give me my Reboot Vegito. I'm looking at you, camera.
Alright, so let's move on from that topic because we're not going to get it. Ultimate Deck.
Ultimate Deck is amazing. I love that card.
Jesus Christ, Ultimate Deck is valuable.
Oh, that deck is super fun. Talking about an all foiled, some of the best reprints out of like the whole anything. This is probably one of the best products I've ever seen throughout any card game, including Magic, including Yu-Gi-Oh, including Pokemon, including that really amazing game where they've got some of the most overpriced cards I've ever seen, Flesh and Blood. We're not talking about the game. The game literally looks like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
So you get 1 booster pack out the box, right?
Yes, and I've seen 2 people pull secrets out of it.
You get a full-ass foiled 50 card, not completely playable.
But you can play it out of the...
You can play it out the box deck. All foils, Topo reprint, Protector of the People reprint.
Amazing reprint, by the way.
Yes.
Crit Freezer.
Crit Freezer reprint, foil. And then you get some Broly, a Dark Broly, I guess, we'll call them reprints, but they were just from last set.
Yeah.
Foiled out. Power Burst. cards that are still holding value. I saw people sell play sets of Power Burst foil for like $15.
Yeah,
and foil topos for $15. It's like, bro.
And you're also getting new support for Dark Broly in the in this ultimate deck. That 7-drop puts in work.
Correct. I don't play the Broly stuff in my Toa version. I don't think it
you don't need
smoothly. To. But it's definitely the 7-drop is viable for Heartfelt Plea. And you can get it out super early. I think it's not the best mechanic.
No, it is clunky, but I played on my Dark Broly and it is super funny. Because then what is it? You play your 6-drop, swing with your 6-drop, EX Evolve, crit somebody, swing with that, awaken, Heartfelt Plea, play it, and then it gets trunked.
Yeah.
I'm not memeing. I play that because it's funny. I'm gonna take it out of the deck soon, but it's so funny. It was definitely.
But when they don't trunks it, value town.
It was definitely worth the $10 I spent for 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true. I did sell. Actually, I sold 3 for $10. I gave my guy a hookup. But I think Ultimate Deck, if they can follow this tradition, every 2 sets. Is that how often they're doing starters?
They're not gonna follow. So. They're not gonna follow this one. They were like, "Oh, we made a good product. All right, time to make crappy product for the rest."
Because they didn't give us a starter deck. They only gave us the Ultimate Deck for this set, and they didn't give us any decks last set. But they gave us 3 starters in set 10.
Yeah.
So because they replaced them with the event deck or the event packs, remember? With the Gohan with the Goten Trunks, the Toa which you play in this new deck,
the expansion,
the
cards.
Mira, the Ultimate Shenron, the other cards I'm 100% forgetting.
So are we expecting to miss anything for the set 13? Like it's gonna be like
if you go to their official website, I think they have the next listed decks and there's dates on them. I believe.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this. Someone said it looked like GT Goten, but I think it looks like Vegeta, the red one.
I think one looks like a Shenron, but I only took a quick peek at it.
I might be looking at a different deck then because
so I don't think 15 and 16 available.
That thing looked like a Shenron to me.
And then there's no other ultimate decks. Well, that's an expert deck.
Yeah.
This was considered an ultimate deck. So what was that under other, right?
No. Special? I don't know. Trash. This website's trash.
Expansion set.
There we go. Ultimate deck.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. We'll go with it. Okay.
Yeah, see, that looks like a Vegeta.
15.
It looks like a little kid Vegeta.
That looks like Vegeta Jr.?
Vegeta Jr.
This thing comes out in July?
Yeah, July 2021.
Oh my god.
So that's Unison Warrior series still. So, okay, so if Evolution comes out March. So that would be 4 months from now.
Yeah.
From then.
Oh my god.
Which is
April, May, June, July. I gotta wait 4 months for another starter deck?
Wait, click on it. It says, oh no, that started at 16.
Give me the next
What's
deck.
the 16 one? It looks like Goku. How does that look like Shenron?
Wait, what picture was I looking at?
Wait, that could be. Wait, yeah, that does look like the OG one because it looks like the one where he's doing like the.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a reboot. Maybe this could be the reboot.
Hold on.
Maybe this could actually be them putting out a reboot leader and them not putting it on the site so that they can hide it. Because that looks like the Mass Saiyan, the OG one, where he's got the thing, and then it awakens to be SS3 Bardock. This could be a reboot starter deck. This is all speculation. Nobody take me seriously right here.
So this definitely looks like Vegito Jr. Or Vegeta Jr.
Vegito Jr. No, I think this could be Kid Vegeta, the one from the OG, where he's got the little cape. And
I think that's
everything.
what he meant by saying Vegeta Jr.
Or
He's talking about the kid.
Unless you're talking about actual Vegeta.
No,
I mean,
I'm talking about Vegeta Jr.
It could be either because of the fact that in Battle Evolutions we're getting the Vegeta's lineage. So this could either be Vegeta, Kid Vegeta, or this could be Vegeta Jr. It could be one of those two. I think you guys are right. I think this might be a small Vegeta. No matter what, there's a little.
The bone structure on his face.
The bone structure on his.
I could have sworn I seen a yellow starter deck somewhere.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Nah, I thought I saw it online. That's why I said Shenron.
That's the cell.
The Ultimate Life Form.
That's 21. This is Kaba.
Dude, the Ultimate Life Form deck was probably the worst deck I think they've ever printed in the history of decks.
Probably.
What's other? What's new in other?
Premium Pack Set 5. Maybe this is where you saw the show. There you go.
That's where I saw it.
There you go. You're not going crazy, dude.
Hey, July 2021.
Bloody hell, bro. Where's it at?
Maybe these are just placeholder days.
Probably. Okay, so Ultimate Deck. I love it. I think that it's actually very relevant. It had a really good matchup against your Turles, but that's...
Just shit on me in the podcast. I want everybody to know that I'm a bad player.
I've never seen a Turtles player lose with 2 fruits on leader.
Mark, I want you to add me right now. We're playing in the middle of this stream right now. Alright guys, welcome to our live match. I'm about to 2-0 Mark right here.
Oh man.
I think the deck is almost complete. I think there's still some holes that Ultimate Deck can be filled with. Let's not make any sex jokes. I think Celestino is definitely the best secret rare to play in it, but I'm not dropping $300 to $400 on it.
You don't want to drop half $1,000 on one.
You gonna try to pay to win?
I paid $125 for everything in my deck. I don't want to spend $300 to add one card to it.
That's how you.
And it always ends up the last card in your life.
Exactly.
I love it.
But you can search for it with the Dark Dragon Balls.
Yes,
it searches for a Xeno card. It doesn't matter about the energy.
Dude, busted! I can't wait for you to search it and then we just rip it out of your hands. I swear, you want to talk about a card that I really want banned just because I'm a petty ass bitch? Ban Spell Kamehameha. I'm so tired of my secret getting ripped out of my hand.
That's fair.
The only thing I'll say about the Ultimate box is just one word. It's just value.
Yeah.
I think it's just a cherry on the top that you're getting a booster pack with this, so you can even pull the SPR. As Ryan said, he's seen people pull secrets from it. It's just really good. Everything comes in foil. It has really good reprints. It's something really good for the community that Bandai should keep doing. It'll hurt the market for people who are like hoarding cards and they're trying to flip them for profit. But in terms of trying to bring new players into the game and so forth, this is a really good thing.
I literally yesterday after me and Jose did the belt match, I had 3 people. One of them's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Get into Dragon Ball because of the starter deck. He's coming on Wednesday to play the tournament now.
Yeah.
We have 2 people who got into the game because of the Ultimate decks to play in the tournament on Wednesday.
Nice.
And the fact that the deck is actually
viable.
Yeah, exactly.
I just lent him a couple cards. I lent him the Majin Buu. Well, I'm gonna lend him the Majin Buu on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lend him the Toas, the ones that complete the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that's a staple for this deck. It needs to be in it.
It's a staple. He doesn't have them because they don't sell the packs anymore. But I'm just gonna give him the ones I have because I think I have my decks that I'm playing. Toa's really fun on the side, but I'm not gonna main it. So I'm just gonna give him the cards.
So the deck, honestly, all the cards I got for pennies. The most expensive card I bought was the counter secret rare Majin Buu.
And you also have the 7-drop Majin Buu.
I mean, those are I got them for $15 before. So it's not a big investment on my money. Everything else is pennies. Lord Slug. If you don't need to foil out the deck, you can get the Lord Slug Parasite, the Turles Parasite cards, and then the other Slug Xeno cards for probably $5 for a playset of each total. So there's not a big investment on the Toa deck after you've bought your 2 Toa decks. And I think it's viable out the box even. I wouldn't run it with the Broly stuff, but to each their own.
The Broly stuff, I play it just to meme. I like playing the deck. I play with the Janemba. I play with all the clunky engines, the Janemba engine and the Dark Broly engine. Those are 2 of the most clunkiest engines for that deck. It's fun. I play the deck so I can have a fun deck for once, so I can stop hearing people complain about me playing meta all the time. Yeah. Well, but it's really fun. It's just super clunky.
That's my secret, Ryan.
Play meta, teach him a lesson.
Play meta, teach him a lesson.
You want to know what the game is about? Here it is.
Stop being a child.
If you bring a starter deck to play in your first tournament, sit down, boy.
Oh, cool.
Let me pull out my Celestino card.
Let me play my Piccolo. when you want to, you're like, oh, I'm gonna play the perfect ultimate lifeform deck against my tricolor Surge Piccolo deck. I found so bad for people.
You get beginners coming in. Swing with leader. What does it have? Has crit. All right, I'm gonna take the hit. Good. Now swing with this guy. What is that? Crit. All right, I'm gonna take the hit. Now swing with this guy. What does he have? He has crit too.
Is that double strike crit?
Double strike crit.
Oh, cool. Play my Mercenary Talent. What does he have? Crit.
My favorite part is what I've seen so many times happen before when people play that Broly secret. They're like, swing. They're like, okay, you're at 10 to my 15. Combo, you're still at 10, buddy.
They're not even at 15. They're at 10.
That's what I'm saying. They swing 10 to your 15 leader. It's like, oh, okay, combo 5K. I'm like, you're still at 10. I've seen that happen so many times.
My favorite one will always be the fact that people will forget that the Broly booster.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that's the thing too. I remember one time I was watching.
I saw some because I only had one life, and someone was just swing.
Uh-huh.
It's super combo, super combo, super combo. So they were at 30, and I was just like super combo, and they're like I'm at 30 and I was like, I'm at 35.
Yeah. I keep forgetting. I remember one time I was watching that, someone put a die on their leader. I'm like, what's that for? Oh, this thing gives me 10K boost. I'm like, oh, forgot. Yeah, it's funny though. Yeah.
You gotta play the secret on the secret to be a true cancer value.
So the last thing, guys, to wrap up the podcast, we're talking about Evolution Booster.
All right.
This is the draft box replacement. It has a lot of draft box
esque things.
Yes.
But none of them seem like staples that could be generically put into anything at the moment.
Correct.
What day are we on? Yeah, this is January 31st at 3:54. I'm not getting quoted on this. At the time of what we've seen so far, nothing seems generic. A lot of the stuff seems like it goes with the deck that it goes with.
So let's talk about the details of the set. It's called Battle Evolution Booster. It comes in a traditional box, unlike the draft box, which comes in like a collector's box.
Mm-hmm.
Release date is March 2021, so it could be as soon as 5 weeks from now. It could be 8 or 9 weeks from now. I'm thinking mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
It's 233 types of cards total, 60 common, 30 uncommon, 18 rare, 16 SR, 1 secret rare. 68 new cards, 57 reprints. Now their type total includes normal and hollow, so I imagine I have to double these. So 120 plus 60 is 180, plus 36 is 216, 232, 233. So they're counting cards as normal and hollow. So a common normal and a common hollow are 2 cards.
Yeah.
So there's really only 120-ish cards in the set. It's a small set.
Yeah, which is good.
Almost half of them are reprints.
I see Kaba. Does everybody else see Kaba right there? In the corner? The right corner?
Yeah, left corner.
Left corner. Oh my gosh.
I was like, bruh, what? Alright, so we got Double Strike Kaba.
Can you zoom in on that?
I legitimately see the Double Strike Kaba on the box. Holy
I didn't realize that.
Alright, everybody. This is a first for here. We've got Double Strike Kaba.
That's
wait, is that Bardock? Right there, right next to the Blue Evolution Vegeta on the right. I'm actually right this time. Right in between the Blue Evolution Vegeta and the Kakunsa that was spoiled. In the middle right there. That kind of looks like Bardock, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. You talking about here in the middle on the left side?
No, the middle on the right side. It's that like 3 times. Yeah, right. No, right there. No,
here.
No, right there.
Bardock. That looks like a brand new card from the set. That's no art design I've ever seen.
That's either Bardock or Gine.
It looks more like Gine.
It could be Gine.
Alright, so SS3 Goku.
Yeah.
That's that one we know what it does.
Yeah.
That supports the swap engine.
That supports the Goku's lineage swap.
So this is reprint Paragus Super Combo.
I can't tell what
the left side is all reprints.
Yes.
Yeah, the right side looks like all new cards.
Yes.
I'm very upset.
Alright, I'm gonna zoom out of this monstrosity of a thing.
Yeah, well, but you heard it here first, folks. We've uncovered that Double Strike Kaba's getting a reprint. A reprint that the reprint nobody's asked for.
What is this?
Go to red, see if
There's no red. It's only green so far.
No, they spoiled a bunch of stuff.
No, they didn't. This is everything.
If you go to the designer notes, they spoiled Nappa and all that stuff.
Yeah, how do I do that?
You go to about, I think.
Well, you're also not talking about the Android 16 on here too.
No, go to TOP then. My bad. Top.
TOP. I'm glad you spelled top for us.
Go down. They have like this little section. If you click right there where it says announcements on the second one, right, the one in the middle,
okay.
I think that should give you all So this is like a little bit of the designer notes they showed. There's 4 reprints that have been confirmed for a while. It's the Exploding Weakness, Vegeta, Obuni, Tap 2, Drop 2, Ribrianne, and Basil.
These 2 ones in the middle though, these weren't until just recently. We saw the artwork for Obuni, and for Ribrianne, we did know that they were going to reprint because they did say it, but the only artworks we knew that were going to happen was the Vegeta and the Basil. Those are the only 2 artworks that were spoiled. We knew about the Senzu Bean, the Paragus, and the U9, I think, because those were also spoiled for reprints. Yeah. We finally see the front side of the Nappa, because we didn't see the back side of the Nappa. We only saw the back side, but the front side and the back side, this looks like this is probably the deck I'm going to run.
Yeah.
For when this comes out.
So you will play all your blockers, Cybermen?
A crap ton of Cybermen.
Get 49 foils.
Exactly.
As a special trait. And there was a draft box.
Choppa.
5, I believe, that gives all alien cards Double strike.
Where's my phone? I'm buying that right now.
It gives them double strike. Yeah, I know they used to use them for the.
It was mainly for the
veggies, right?
Yeah, for red green veggies. I think don't
it's some form of champ.
Don't look at them now. I don't want them to buy it out. Cars not even get close to get bought out. Maybe it's that one right there, the Caparius Destroyer.
Oh God!
No, not Draft Box 5. Probably Draft Box 4 or 3. There we go.
Oh, either that one or the other one.
Activate battle. Choose 2 cards in your hand. Place them in your drop area. Choose all god and alien cards in your battle area.
Oh, not in the leader.
But we don't know about the Cybermen. They might be aliens. They're either gonna be aliens or they're gonna be mutants.
Well, we have Cybermen already.
Do we really?
Yeah, we do. There's the blocker one. You never seen that 49 copies of Cybermen and 1 cell Xeno Shenron deck? You never seen it? It's a real deck. People have been play testing. That thing is absolutely an alien.
Yeah, there's an alien right here.
Busted. It gives them
4K.
It gives them 10K and double strike.
But it's 14, so you need a combo.
That's why you play 2 of those Champas.
Yeah.
Now they're 24.
Pretty small brain.
Is it a better investment than doing 2 fruits?
Well, you neg 4 out of hand. I'll tell you that much.
This guy's also nuts. It's like there's 6 or more battle cards and it costs 1 in your battle area. When this card attacks, it gets 10K for the turn and then KO 3 cards. And it's got dual attack.
Once per turn effect though.
But
also, it doesn't specify any kind of ability for the battle cards. It doesn't have to have any energy costs. You can KO anything.
Yeah. But the real reason I'm saying it's got dual attacks is it's 30K and it's gonna restand and swing again.
For you guys who are wondering, we are talking about the 4-drop Nappa.
No, I'm not explaining anything to you guys. You guys need to look this up.
Alright,
this one I'm excited for.
I'm building this one too. This one is amazing.
You're just going to build everything.
This is the gas.
Yeah, no, I'm not building the heroin deck. I'm not building that deck.
Dude,
by
heroin?
By the way, I think the secret is going to be heroin based.
Alright.
Hey, we're going to get in that.
Hey, we gotta follow the sequence. Anyways, Android 16. We're not breaking code here. Android 16 is really good because he can play all the Arrival Android 16 cards from his energy cost. Yeah, negate the energy exhaust of all Android 16 cards with Arrival. If you guys ever have any hope of Android 21 Violent Predator being banned, just go ahead and squash those right now. This card immediately is telling you that's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an interesting awakening. 4 or less life, or you and your opponent having a total of 5 energy.
I think Beerus has the reboot Beerus. He has a similar awakening, right?
I think so. I think
it's either that,
you and your opponent's
but you can ramp.
Maybe.
You can ramp the Beerus too.
Well, you can ramp with this leader too with the new 16 that's coming out.
Right.
Well, not coming out. That's already out. He's an SPR2 drop.
I hope we get more 16s because I don't think we have enough 16s for this deck to be like.
You only have 8 copies for like.
Well, his ability, like the set 9 Beerus, where you could combo with a multicolor from your drop.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. That's also why you're seeing those Android
18s getting bought out.
Yeah, because notice it doesn't negate the skill, but the card only activates from hand.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been broken if it
Well, that's because Beerus couldn't do the Whis, and I was like, oh, broken, double neg, but no,
not double neg. But if your leader card is so this was the 6-drop Setfest Android comeback. Energy Exhaust, Dual Attack, Blocker, Revenge, with big words, Arrival for 1 blue, 1 green. If your leader card is... What's up?
I didn't know he was a Revenge blocker.
Yep.
I think the majority of Android 16s that block are Revenge. Because I know the 3-drop from
the OG one.
The OG one.
The first
Revenge.
Ever one. Like,
yeah.
It's besides Roger Obi, I think.
Yeah. I think it's because of the fact that he does the Hug of Death.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why. But if your leader card is blue or green... when you play this card or use it in its combo from hand, choose one. Your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, discards it, plays up to 1 blue energy card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. So we might see some kind of free play 1-drop, or this is also good in the no, never mind. This is blue. I lied.
There's place 1 blue. Yeah, no, there's gonna have to be one coming out this set then, because you were probably thinking of that starter deck Android, right? That works. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
But no, I thought it was gonna be that, but no. And this guy's nuts. We've actually seen this one for this is the one that got spoiled a long time ago, along with the Android 13 Unison. So this is their big boy, one of their finishers. Energy Exhaust, Double Strike, Arrival for blue, for 2 blue, 2 green. When this card is played, add up to 1 Android 21 with energy cost. It adds you your violent, your Bad Omen basically, or it could add you any Android 21 with 5 or less from your hand, and then you play an Android 21 that's 5 or less from your hand. So you basically grab your Bad Omen and you play your Bad Omen.
Correct.
What was the effect of Bad Omen again?
Yeah, let me tell you.
Pop one of your energies.
It's right here.
Crit when you're like, let me try to remember it. Gosh dang it. No, I'm kidding though. Energy exhaust, activate main, 2 blue, 2 green.
Which you don't need to worry about.
Yeah.
Choose one card from your energy, place it in your drop area, so you still have to do that. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and add up to one card in your opponent's life and place them in their owner's drop area.
Yeah, that's card.
So it pops a battle card and burns them. Okay.
A burn plus, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of saw the card turn Android 21 into a somewhat slow road because you had the what's it called? The Super Android 17, the one that can play itself from energy and then play all of them from energy.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't have to worry about dual exhaust or whatever, energy exhaust with Android 16. You have like 12 cards that ignore.
Yeah.
At least 12.
Yeah.
Because all these, I don't know how many more rivals they're going to make.
Can I read this 4-drop Android 21? I know this one's the one that ramps, but...
you look at your top 7 ramp, put it in rest mode, then KO one of your opponent's battle cards.
You can't play 30 or 35 Ks.
Yeah,
or anything in between.
It's pretty much Android 21 to a T.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. This is going to be an interesting deck. I just really would like to see the rest of the support of this deck.
I hope it gets more support for this deck.
It has to. There's no way this is all the cards.
Imagine.
Way. If it is, Bandai.
And then here we go. We have the deck that I'm not building because I'm way too lazy. We've got Bulma, the heroine deck. I'm not gonna say that word. All Pan, Bulma, Chi-Chi's, Vidal's, featured my Android 18 battle cards in your... Oh, it doesn't specify launch.
Nope.
That's weird.
They gain heroin.
Yeah, they gain... Oh, because launch is not a heroine. She pretty much robs people. I forget about that. You can't play heroine battle cards, so they're not going to try to, Universe 7 this hoe.
So it's like Toa almost, where it has no specified costs.
Yeah. When you play a card, draw one card. When this card attacks... when you play a card, draw one card. Then this card and the card you play gets 5k power for the turn. So this doesn't specify unisons.
No, it does not.
Yeah, so if you play a unison, you draw a card and that unison gets 5k.
In the rule book, does it say you play extra cards or you activate extra cards?
Activate.
You activate.
So this wouldn't go off of that, okay.
Correct.
When your life is at 5 or...
Sorry.
When your life is at 5 or less, you draw one card and switch on your energies to active mode. So it's Awaken at 5. And then you have Bulla, Life of a Heroine. I like this art. I actually like this artwork. That was really nice. All the same thing on the backside. You can't. Yeah, same thing on the backside. When you play a card, draw one card. Same thing on the backside. But activate battle once per turn. Choose one of your battle cards, and it gets 5k power for the battle.
So there's an additional.
Zero idea how this deck is going to work out.
There's going to be a lot of. I see this being aggro more than anything. So it's a lot of draw power.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Android 18 that is Strapbox 5. It's a 3-drop blue. When you play draw 2.
Cards.
Okay.
So you're getting value on that. You're drawing 3, and it becomes a 25k.
Yeah, but that card's it's only good in one deck, in my opinion. I'm gonna have to hear 9 billion people.
It'll be good in this deck now.
But the reason why it's good in Soul Striker is because you can tap 3, play it, and then swing and then untap 2.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking for pure value here, it's a value card.
But pure value versus
I think the thing is that are you really gonna tap? Well, if you're drawing 3 cards, I guess depending on the
tap 3,
the
draw 3.
matchup,
Are you kidding me? That's broken as shit.
It's not. I'm not saying it's not broken. I'm just saying, would you do that play like against certain decks? That's the point I was going to get across.
Sure.
In a slow game, absolutely do it. I'm drawing 3 and I'm getting a 20k body base on board. Yeah, he'll be 25 for the turn. He then but he's like, oh well, never mind. You activate battle, you do it once per turn. Wait, can I read the leader again?
Back or front?
Back.
We can, yeah.
Okay, so this can work defensively too if your opponent tries to run over a battle card.
That card's really that's gonna be really good. But I wish it would do it to itself too, because I feel like that the problem with these Earthling leaders that isn't launch is the fact that launch is really good at protecting itself because of the vast amount of draw that it does.
Does the heroine exist as a special trait for the launch cards now?
Probably not.
Oh, that's true.
I think this is a different one because this is the innocent launch side.
Yeah,
but I'm only saying that that card's not good in this deck specifically because we're still in this aggro format, and playing 2 to draw 2 and do nothing else is not viable enough at the moment. I mean, you can hear me say that about the draw 2. Draw 2 is a different story. That card's always live in your grave.
Heroine here.
Oh, one of the best cards coming out this set. The Rosy Blast Manipulator.
This is probably my favorite card. If there is green or a heroine card, so, welcome to more green, good value.
Yeah.
It's got Deflect too, which is pretty much a staple in every green deck. When you play this card from your hand, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, discards them. This card gains triple attack for the turn. So you've got a 15k triple attack. I scared the crap out of it. I don't even know what that was. So you're ripping 2 cards. Your opponent's ripping 2 cards out of their hand. So they're going to choose 2 cards, take them out, and then this thing gains triple attack. You're going to kill Unison. You can kill the field. You can put pressure on your opponent for game. Like, this card does a lot automatically, and it's got deflect. So blue's not getting around it. I would play it on curve. It doesn't need to be playing curve.
Heroine. So she's a heroine, so she gets the.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I think the heroine deck's gonna be good, but the Rosie's green, so it's just gonna boost up green decks.
Yeah.
That card's just really good in general.
Which one?
The Rosie.
The Rosie, yeah.
Going down to these next set of cards, the dual colors, which I'm kind of happy we're getting more of.
There's only 2.
If I remember correctly, I think that 2-drop yellow and blue one is actually pretty good.
Dude, check this out though. It's hot stuff right here.
Oh Lord.
If you're a fuzzy, or what are they called?
Oh, fuzzy. they're called degenerates.
Okay. Anyway, Energy Exhaust Blocker. It's a blue-yellow with 1 specified blue, 1 specified yellow, 2-drop. Energy Exhaust Blocker, permanent. If you have a U9 card in play, negate this card's energy exhaust skills in all areas. So, playing a U9 gives us a free dual-color charge. That's pretty badass for blue-yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's going to make a lot of blue-yellow viable again.
Mm-hmm. It's just more cards.
It's going to make U9 as an engine better because it lets them get to their plays faster.
So you play Basil turn 1 with mono yellow. Turn 2 you charge this bad boy, and then from there on you just do either these or Beerus, right?
Yeah.
So
just presenting more options to have. Not exactly giving you a free dual charge, but giving you...
You can take the Beeruses out, actually, because the only reason why you play Beerus is to negate energy. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, it's just... That's basically it. Just presenting more opportunities to have non-energy exhaust energy, but you need to meet a certain condition. So it's not, it's not free, but the option is there if you can get to it.
Just because when you take the Beeruses out and you replace them with these, like, you now have option for more cards instead of playing 8 energy exhaust, because you don't need to get 8 energy.
That's fair.
At the end of the day, and you might not need access to all this blue or all this yellow at the end of the day, because your predominant leader is blue, so you also have access to Senzu Bean too.
But it doesn't require a U9 leader. This can be played in anything.
No, yeah. So, like I said, Basil exists everywhere in yellow.
This can even work in a new Mecha Frieza deck, since they play normally Universe 9 Assemble. If they see it between turns 1 or 2, it can work too.
Because you're also going to get because that means you're going to have access. You're going to put Chappelle on the board, or you're going to put Basil on the board.
And you can add Senzu Bean to Mecha. When this card activates its blocker skill, your opponent may choose one of their cards and switch it to rest mode. If they don't, draw a card. It's pretty good. It's very yellow.
Yeah, that's definitely a yellow effect. And then we have the boy, King Vegeta, Toa, Keeper of the Red Armband.
Sora.
Alright, there we go. King Vegeta, the Insubordinate.
This guy looks like he just came straight out of a comic book with the artwork.
Hey, Vegeta's lineage, that's a new thing.
Welcome to Vegeta's lineage. It's going to be... I wonder if they're going to make this like Goku's lineage where it's a fair swap, or they're going to keep it like Broly's lineage where it's completely busted, or Broly's swap where it's completely busted.
Probably in between. The fact that it looks like it's going to be a red main, because it's swapped for red.
Holy crap, this thing arrivals for free.
Yes.
What are you looking at?
There's no cost.
Arrival red-green. You just combo a Nappa, this thing comes out for free. Holy crap.
Your leader card is Red Saiyan, swap 3, 1 red, and you have 3 or more energy, Vegeta's lineage, card with an energy cost of 3. Okay. So you can swap into a 3-drop from this for 1 red. You rival it for free. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -5 power, 5,000 power for the turn. You can't play copies of this card for the turn. That makes sense.
Can you look up in a database to see if there's a 3-drop King Vegeta in TCG?
There probably is, but it doesn't have Vegeta's lineage.
Well, they're going to errata every one of those cards to have Vegeta's lineage.
Oh, okay. It needs to have Vegeta's lineage on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be coming out this evolution booster set.
I wonder if they're going to reboot King Vegeta now to be King Vegeta, but have Vegeta's lineage.
I don't think so. I think this probably explains why they rebooted 2 field cards, because Broly and Vegeta are both getting support from this next set that's coming out.
Yeah, which is going to be...
that green one, does he work?
No, because he's not Vegeta lineage.
Yeah, I know. I already knew the answer.
I already knew the answer. I just wanted to be wrong.
Yeah, I want to be rhetorical.
But
pretty strong.
For Arrival for free? Yes.
I wonder if this is a mistake.
Oh, you mean like with the Android 21 blocker, how it didn't have energy exhaust? Maybe. I mean, that would be really unique for this thing to be a free Arrival, because of the fact that Red Nappa exists and you just Arrival this thing for free. But if it doesn't, I think this thing is going to be... I think this will be a very powerful effect, just because you can hold this thing back the whole time. Turn 3, cool. Play Nappa, free Arrival.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something.
Yeah, because normally you'd want to get this thing out like early, like on turn 2 if it was like a Arrival 1, because you want to be energy efficient with your deck. But now that you don't, swing with lead, no negates, Nappa, Arrival for free, you waste no energy.
Well, turn 1, you could essentially swap into a 3-drop from here, right?
So you have to have 3 more energy.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah. No, they made sure not to do that one a little bit.
Reading is not my forte.
That's the only reason why I think the Arrival for free is a legitimate thing. But if it's not, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think Arrival for free is maybe just a little bit too broken.
That's fair. That looks like it's... Oh, here we go. More reprints.
Oh. What is it? Ultimate Fusion 5-drop Gogeta, Bad Omen, what is this? The
Bardock Father Son.
The Draft Box Bardock, Sensu Bean, Flying Nimbus doesn't need a reprint.
We know the reprint pictures here.
Yeah. Oh, these are the new cards. The only ones we should go over the ones that don't that aren't the leaders or the Steadfast Ally. The main one I want to go over is the SS3 Goku, because it directly supports swap for Goku's lineage. So it's first off, it's got barrier. That whole chain has barrier. So I hate that. That bothers me. I hate the barrier, but it makes them good nonetheless. Swap 5 for 3 energy. If you have 3 or more energy, you swap with the Goku's lineage that has 5 or more.
No, just 5.
Sorry, just 5. I don't know why I said 5 or more. Activate main. If all of your energy is mono yellow and you choose 1 Goku's lineage card in your hand, in your battle area with an energy cost of 2, return it to your hand, play this card from your hand, and add to 1 card from your life to your hand. So basically, you can get this thing out turn 2 because you play Grandpa Gohan, swap into what is it, the Kid Gohan.
No, you swap into Goten.
Why are you yelling at me?
That's the play, bro.
Does he have Goku's lineage?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. I mean, you can do either one. I only say the Gohan, the Kid Gohan, because he also has barrier.
True, but I think turn 1 you go Gohan Goten, and then turn 2 you go Goten to SS3.
And then I play Cooler and Negative. Nobody's playing Cooler and Negative. I mean, yeah, you're fine with doing it. I forget the Goten's in banned.
But that's gonna make it playable again.
I think that this card being able to play turn 2 will easily bring back swap. I have no.
Dude, Grandpa goes into the Goten for free, correct?
Yes. Oh, you can bring this at turn 1. I forget that card's not a tap
one. You can't bring it at turn 1.
You cannot, because you have
to tap 1 for the Gohan. I don't know why I think I'm like mind-braining myself.
Unless you're playing
Slow down, Ryan.
SS or Soul Striker Goku, and you're playing it yellow.
How?
Not if you go turn 1.
If you don't start, you play second.
You play Surge.
Because it doesn't. Oh.
Mono blue.
Yeah.
Guys, bring it back. Come on, let's come back to reality.
Yeah, what you do is you play Surge, right? You play the Grandpa Gohan Awaken.
Bro. Boy, this is the next level nag.
We are literal 9-braining right here, guys. Here live and thinking on charge. We are breaking the meta.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not thinking on charge. We're just charging and autopiloting.
Alright, but I still think the play is definitely go to swap Goten and then do this.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's just turn 1, you play the Grandpa. Don't put the Goten out there. You're going to leave it in danger because people be doing some cuckoo stuff, Turn 2, swap into it, get your value, then play this guy out.
If you're playing green, do not swing if you're playing green.
Oh, that's true.
That's the quickest way to get Shocking Death Bulb.
Oh, it's a terrible world.
Dormant potential. But yeah, Goten, you get the value. If they're not playing green, and then you come into this. This is pretty badass. I just don't know all the, 5-drop targets. Cause
what is a 5-drop target for Goku's lineage?
There is. They're just not playable.
There it is. A Prep. Oh, there was one too right there actually. Reborn Might SS4 Son Goku.
No barrier.
Choose one card from your life, add it to your hand, switch this card to active mode. If you have 2 or less life, this card gains triple strike.
Jesus, that's a badass card.
I don't know about the word badass. That's not barrier.
It's a starter rare.
That's also
there's
one.
like 3 different.
There's another one right there. The UI.
There's the ultimate form, Son Goku.
What is UI Goku? There's 2 UI Gokus actually right here. This one has barrier. Hey, Lamau, that's a good one.
And that's it, right? Oh, this one here, this one. This one, it loops itself, I think.
That's actually pretty good because, go back to that one. What's this card? You may not put, oh no, you have to have the GT leader though.
Okay, just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. So you play this.
Barrier.
Yeah, barrier. So there you go. Activate the skill whenever Goku's lineage with an energy cost of 5 or more is removed. Oh, this is a
in case your shit gets.
This is one of these. Shout out to the random packs here. The protectors. So if your card is removed, it protects it. It comes back and protects the chain.
Correct. So not bad. It's 27k barrier.
So it's that one probably.
If you have 3 or less life, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So you can play it for 4. All the 5-drops suck dick.
Wait, what about this one here? The one right next to the one we're looking at.
Oh, there it is. SSB Goku at the apex. Oh, his barrier has got double strike.
5k.
Okay, no, this is the one you swap into then.
This will have to be the one
because this has barrier. So we're none of us are playing around at this point anymore. If you don't have barrier, you're not good.
All right, no deflect. But that's barrier, double strike.
Well, also swap is just good in general because of the fact that you can just first off, the SS3 Goku doesn't force you to take a life, so you're not killing yourself doing it. And second, swap is really good because of the fact that you can play around all those effects.
Listen, hopefully a new 5-drop comes out and it looks nice.
Turn 2.
Get away from me.
Turn 2, you drop Ox King, Dad at Heart, give your son Goten barrier, and then swing with Goten.
Alright, we're canceling the episode now.
Can you look up Successor of Hope?
Yes.
Successor of Hope.
I can.
Hey, are we gonna unban the Bardock now? I'm just for gender.
It's 5 or less, I believe. If I could spell
no,
Successor.
I think it just looks up any of your Goku lineage.
Right there.
Yeah.
5 or less.
So I can search the guy that puts barrier in my people.
Ox King, yes.
Stop! Oh my gosh!
Goten swinging.
We're canceling this episode, boys.
I'm gonna put Ox King at 2, bro. We're gonna play him against the green.
They both gonna be in your life, cuh.
If that's the case, it was not meant to be.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh.
Where were we? We were okay. That was the Goku lineage.
The last one I want to talk about. I think we should just talk about this bad boy right here, it's Veku. From TP packs.
No.
5 minutes.
All right, that's all we got for the episode, guys. Do we want to talk about anything else?
I do just quick glimpse of these 2 cards, I guess. The Vegeta Royal Evolution's a 2-drop red. I have no idea what it does.
Auto for 1 red. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, I already hate it. And it's your turn. At the end of a battle in which you combo with this card, 0-5k. Switch up to one of your mono red leader cards. Okay, I'm interested. To active mode.
Oh, then it negates its skills.
And that card gets plus 5,000 power, and it has its keyword skills negated for the turn. Okay, but still, you get an extra swing.
I thought this was supposed to. Oh, I guess this is gonna go a nap unless there's another red leader. But when I first saw this card, I was thinking.
Oh, I can see why it goes to
Reboot
Nappa.
Vegeta.
So when you swing, okay, yeah, no, I see why.
I don't even
Maybe.
know. What's the activate battle?
Actually, go to the Nappa. Does the Nappa do anything on the swing? Well, this card attack. Yep. So you can't play more Cybermen, I guess.
Well, all these other leader cards says when you swing at a leader card, draw a card. So you don't get the extra draw, but you do get the extra attack.
Most of them say once per turn. The only one that doesn't say it, to my knowledge, for leader wise, is Zamasu because it gets dual attack.
Correct. Activate battle red again. If your leader card is mono red and you discard this card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power for the battle. This is a very.
Barrier.
I don't know if I like that it's an SR.
That's an ignore barrier. Honestly, you should just ignore barrier at this day and age.
Especially for an SR, right? Like, we should be past that.
We're at the point where barrier is really relevant.
This is an uncommon Unison 2-drop blue.
Which is really powerful, by the way.
Super Android 13 Never Ending Bloodlust.
Which is a cool name.
He's got this like giant aura coming from his peen. Activate main. If you don't have a Unison card in play and you choose one of your opponent's clone tokens and remove it from the game, play this card from your hand in rest mode with a marker on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty baller.
You want to hear the more baller part? It's +2. It's a +2. So that means it's coming out for 3.
Right.
So turn 1, 14k, 3. You have to out-combo it on turn 1, you're outcomboing it like with a card now at this point.
So, activate main. One of your mono blue leader cards gets plus 5,000 for the turn. Your opponent's clone tokens can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Wow. So this comes out with either what? Android 18 or Android 21, right? Because of the clone token thing?
Yes.
So that's trying to revamp those two leaders. And then there's a -4 ability. If activate battle, this card gets plus 11,000 power and double strike for the turn. But the fact that you can cheat this out for free at 3 markers on a blue leader, you automatically get Trunks active, right? You get to do a bunch of other things with blue. The free counter stuff for blue doesn't get a lot of play. Like that little sword.
Oh, the Trunks Sword of Hope? I mean, that card's alright, but you're right. This is the first time we're seeing blue get access to Trunks turn 1.
The thing I like about this activate -4, it's a battle activation, so that means, there's some situations where people activate beforehand and then they get negated. This one, it plays around it really well because if you swing, and if they don't negate, then you guarantee it's going to go through with the double strike 25 because it's during battle.
There's not a lot of things that can nega unison power.
No, they released, when unisons were first introduced, they released like 2 drops corresponding colors for each one that says remove a marker from your opponent's unison. So that kind of like, no one really.
Battle though?
What happened?
Activate battle though?
Yeah, I think so because it used to be a consideration to use against the unison against Vejeks.
Because when it loses a marker, it loses its skills.
Yeah.
It resets.
It's against the power, but it loses double strike.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing I like about it being activate battle because, for example, like Go Tanks, when you give it double strike with the leader by Vejeks and all that mumbo jumbo, they can decide to negate it and so forth. With this is you swing. You're tempting them to negate. If they negate, you just basically tell them to discard 1. If they don't negate, then you have the window to put the pressure on without minusing. If they do negate, you don't lose anything.
Do you guys see this being more of a 21 leader or 18 leader?
18 sucks. I'm sorry.
As
someone who played 18 sucks.
You obviously never lost to Frieza, where it KOs all your battle cards and your whole deck gets milled out.
Once again, shout out to the Salt Boys, best team in Houston. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. But also shout out to Lotus Gaming Shop, the premier shop in the Clear Lake area. Is the home of the Salt Boys, and every Thursday night, if you are in Houston, we are doing our locals there, and Sundays at 3 o'clock we do best of 3 tournaments. So go out and support one of the better locals, in my opinion, as well. There's a lot of great locals out there. Go support your locals. But after that, come support my locals.
We got a shout out to Team Lethal out there. The homeboys always repping. We shout out to the best locals in Houston all time. Nobody compares. Galaxy Gaming. We got the belt matchup. What's that? What shop? How many times did the Salt Boys get it? 0. How many times did Meta Club get it? Once. How many times did Team Lethal get it? Twice. What? Huh? Best team where? Best team who?
Who currently holds the belt?
Who lost last night?
Who?
Which team holds the belt right now, though?
Meta Club sure didn't because they didn't come in to participate.
Oh.
Team Salt Boys definitely didn't have a chance at the belt because they didn't participate.
And I'm over here about to keep my shout out nice and clean.
Listen, it's hard to hear everybody at the bottom. So if you even want to come at me, you better be coming to Galaxy because that's where you can come talk some smack.
And that's where you can beat him the other Sunday whenever he loses in the final.
Yeah, you can come out and try.
2 Fruits on Leader still lost.
Hey, 2 Fruits on Leader. Last time I checked, though, you ain't coming out, though. Where y'all at?
Listen, on a side note, you done with your shout-outs?
Hey, this week, Wednesday, we got a tournament. Y'all want to come out? You better come out.
Yes, travel, please. Pay $20 for a plane ticket, come out here.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, on the side note, I want to give a shout-out to my team. Love all my members, even though everybody's pretty much dispersed and doing their own thing. But once, Dragon Ball gets some real events going on. Hopefully, regionals can come back sometime sooner, better than later. We'll get back to super active mode. But as of right now, shout out to my team. Shout out to Ali Cardoza. It's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday, brother. You've been there with me for a very long time. We've been to many tournaments together, making memories. Man, you're definitely one of my best players. I want to give a shout out to the Houston community besides Team Lethal and Salt Boys. No, I'm playing. Much love to the boys, man. Love the competition. Everybody's super friendly, man. It's a great community out here. And I do want to do another shout out for actually PPG because I'm very thankful for all the tournaments they've been hosting. I know there's been a lot of drought with people, not knowing what to do with, just the product they buy, and it's just tournaments. In terms of tournaments, they've been doing a really good job keeping the game alive, in my opinion, and giving the community content to watch and helping us just discovering, what's the best deck here and there and so forth. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, it's a long ass episode, guys. But
Hell yeah.
First episode